fans also caught the two strolling in Rome with Kravitz linking arms with Harry. Earlier this year, she was linked to Noah Centineo, who I have a story about coming up in a moment here, after several outings together, while Styles most recently dated Taylor Russell before their breakup in May last year. So it's starting to get hard to keep track of all this.
I also think it does happen more and more. Well, no, not more and more. It's always happened throughout film history. You're in a movie with somebody, if you're both single and you're both attractive.
Yeah.
I mean, and you're playing lovers in the movie.
It can happen.
It can happen.
Most definitely. There seems to be trouble in paradise for Love Island USA Season 7 champs Amaya Espinal and Ryan Arenales.
Oh, my God.
I know, Steve, I did not want to break this to you, but fans
Not
noticed,
what I needed on a Tuesday morning.
Well, fans noticed a couple unfollowed each other on Instagram on Monday, just as the reunion special hit Peacock. I know. Mel's upset, too. So the change in tone is giving everybody whiplash since just weeks ago, Amaya called Brian her personal Prince Charming.
This is going to piss off Pacino. I bet he's going to take a flamethrower.
Oh, my God, you're
And
right.
said that
I'm just getting warmed up. I take a flamethrower to this place.
He gets pissed, man. He's a big fan of the show.
of Love Island
Yeah,
USA.
Love Island, yeah.
Yeah. But
I'm
anyhow,
not finished.
so she called Brian her personal
He hates when you do spoilers.
personal Prince Charming, and she said, "You make me believe that fairy tales are true."
What?
In the season 7
gone.
finale? Yeah.
I didn't want to come to this island. But you know who told me to come? Jimmy.
Brian had gushed
Jimmy!
back saying, no, not Brian, not Jimmy.
Oh.
Brian had gushed back saying, meeting Amaya, I'm so thankful to meet this person. And he also said that she was his piece to this madness.
ass.
Better think again.
No.
You're my piece of ass.
P-E-A-C-E
Oh, okay.
Oh.
to this madness.
This is the one, Marissa, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the one they had all the watch parties for, right? This is
Love Island USA.
Love Island USA.
That was at Xfinity Live. They had that huge
party.
watch party
Yeah.
where, people love the show.
Wow.
and
So
Pacino does, too.
after leaving the villa, the pair promised to take things step by step with healthy communication, even planning to meet each other's families.
You are my piece of ass.
They looked solid earlier this month, throwing the first pitch at a Red Sox game, like you do.
Yeah. You know, especially go to sport.
Sure.
Those sports fans are big Love Island fans as well.
They threw out the first pitch at Red Sox game, and Amaya called Brian my crush on Instagram. But now we see Brian hinting at alleged cheating and admitting in the reunions trailer, I had a lapse in judgment. That's what he said. I had a lapse in judgment. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on this for you, Britney Spears posted a nude pic of her from behind on Instagram, and that's where most of the headlines this week have come from. But alongside that photo, she described in comments that she has apparently since taken down that her marriage to Sam Asghari was a fake distraction. After reminding followers that she had been separated from her sons for 3 years, she added, I was cut off from calling or texting, and I remember in shock my secret to survival was denial and a lot of tears. It's weird me and Sam were married, but it almost felt like a fake distraction to help me deal with it.
She posted, denial is not just a river in England.
The couple met in 2016. They wed in 2022, and they divorced last year.
She did, within the year, kind of rebuild bridges with her sons. So that was a little estranged.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just stop dancing with the knives.
She still seems, erratic.
Yeah.
But I should actually follow her Britney Spears account because there's some interesting.
Yeah.
You and Kathy were watching it all the time, right?
Yeah. I mean, just for the knife dancing.
Yeah. Did she dance with multiple knives or just one? Really?
Multiple knives.
Yeah.
Like
No. I mean, was there more than one video, or is there just one knife
multiple.
video?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I need to see these. All right, so Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, who played real-life paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren in the Conjuring series of films, Conjuring, I have questions for comedian Matt Rife, who purchased the Warrens' Connecticut home earlier this month. The house contains a museum of over 750 artifacts collected by the Warrens over the years, including the infamous Annabelle doll.
So I go ahead.
Annabelle.
There it is.
I was watching him talk about after this Matt Rife after he purchased this home.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen any of the Conjurings or any of the movies, but in the house it's kind of depicted as a ranch, and there is a specific room, a large room where all of these haunted artifacts are kept, and there's the Annabelle doll, but it is a Raggedy Ann.
It's a Raggedy
doll.
Ann doll. Yeah,
Right.
they goose it up in the movies.
Yeah, made it look like
creepy.
a doll that no child would ever want. It's so
Right.
friggin' ugly looking.
Yep.
But and he's a
He's into
believer.
this, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so I told you guys yesterday that I stayed at my brother's house in New Hampshire, and I chose to sleep on the back porch.
Right.
It was a screened-in back porch. Some of that decision had to do with how I felt in my bedroom.
Oh, no kidding.
On the other side of the house.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry to interrupt, because Casey, we have seen videos of bears in your brother's backyard.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that you would want to sleep even on a screened-in porch, but you would rather do that.
with the bears than with the ghosts.
You felt something?
What did
think
you-
felt
would you
something?
tell?
Dude, listen, it's all self-imposed.
That's all right.
But I had to go into that room. It was dark, and I just
Were there lights?
yeah, but I was head to toe covered in goosebumps. Like the entire time when I got to the kitchen,
You just didn't like it.
It just came on to me, and that's how I was like, I don't like this feeling, and I'm gonna go sleep with the bears. I'm gonna go sleep with the bears instead.
So, had anybody told you any
His house
stories?
is haunted.
So you had heard stories.
I had heard stories.
Well, that
There's actually
doesn't help.
So there, I mean, the ghost adventure people, like they have been there.
I'm gonna listen. There is a thing that happens where you know there's nothing,
Yeah.
but you also are
Yeah.
like,
Dude, so Steve, I don't really believe in that stuff.
right.
But I believe
I
in
still
it.
get a scare.
You still get a scare.
I still get a scare.
So I completely hear you on that. And so you weighed bears in one hand, ghosts in the other.
I mean,
I'm just curious. You said it like instantly came over you?
Instantly.
Wow.
Instantly. And I was just going there because it was a little bit chilly out there. I was like, oh, let me go get a little. Oh, my God, I can't stay in this side of the house. Listen,
You
there
slept
is
with the bears and the bats over the ghosts and the demons.
Casey, rank your fears for me. Ghosts,
Okay.
bears, sharks.
Oh, well,
He didn't go in the water.
ghosts.
So he didn't
Ghosts,
care.
yeah.
Ghosts are number one.
Ghosts are number one because
Okay.
they can be anywhere. They can be in the water. They can be in the woods.
Yeah.
They can be, like
right,
I'm
yeah,
not scared
man.
of a shark right now.
An ocean ghost.
You know how far
Ocean
away?
ghosts are the worst.
Yeah.
Ocean ghosts.
The Mary Deer, the
Yeah.
ghost ship.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
let
Flying
me ask you
Dutchman.
this then.
Yeah.
Do bears beat Battlestar Galactica?
Beats.
Beats. Yes. Yes. I don't get that
It's the
reference.
Office, yeah.
Okay.
Well, wow, man, that's cool. That's not cool, but it's interesting.
The other thing is, and they have this, there is a ghost story book that they just had come across at like the library, and there's literally a story about their house in this book.
No wonder you had goosebumps when you walked in there.
You worked yourself into a panic. All right, so not to spend too much more time on this. What was the ghost story that pertains particularly to your brother's house?
You know, oh God, I can't get into this right now because I don't know the details off the top of my head. But I will say, there was a kid who lived at the house, and the kid's name was
Casper.
Was Eric Jacobson.
Eric Jacobson.
and so Eric Jacobson was aware of these ghosts. Blah blah blah, and they even like carved Eric Jacobson's names into this rock outside of the house. My brother's youngest son's name is Eric Jacob. And like it's just like really, really weird coincidences and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll get you the story because I do have it on my
late at night
phone.
in the dark, out in the where it's super quiet out there. Your
yes.
mind starts reeling. I hear you. Yeah. Wow.
And like shadow people, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Wait. What does that mean? Shadow people
It was
doesn't
all
matter.
dark. I mean, like your mind plays tricks on you.
us, Casey, forever.
Your mind plays tricks on you. So
Absolutely.
even in the darkness, shadow people can show up. And
you
it's
can't
just-
see them because it's so dark.
But you see
Shadows.
shadows in darkness, which is weird.
I know.
Yeah.
Like Shadow People from Ghost, the movie?
No, there's
No.
shadow people. That's a whole that we talked about years ago, probably before you even on the show, Nick. It's a phenomenon. It's something you can see out of your periphery.
Oh, all right.
And people firmly believe that they have seen these presents. We're in the entertainment report right now.
Yeah.
Maybe we revisit.
October is a ways away.
Right, all
Yeah,
right.
but they're selling Halloween candy at the Acme
Oh
right
my
now, so it's all
God,
good.
come
That's
on.
more
It's all good.
terrifying.
Yeah.
I know. All right, we'll circle back at some
Yeah.
point because I do want to hear more about this.
Yeah, and just know that I don't believe in ghosts,
But you can be scared.
but I totally believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
I
know what
sit
you
in the
mean.
same pocket.
Yeah.
I find it fun to entertain the possibility. You know, but I mean, I see the you're in that environment at that time of night, and you've been told that there's a dead ghost kid in the house. I could see it wreaking havoc with you.
All right, we just got a text case. I don't know if this will make you feel better or not, but statistics show that ghosts are deadlier than sharks and bears combined.
There you go.
Yep.
That's
Just
data.
Stay out of that room.
That's
Out of
provable
that
data.
house. He's moving, right?
He's moving, yeah.
You good?
Somebody else's problem.
Maybe
though.
they'll drag that entity down here.
Yeah, as you learned in The Conjuring, the ghost can travel with
Can
people.
follow.
Yeah.
Especially when their child is named exactly the
Right.
same. Yeah. So.
Like, come on.
All right. Well, anyhow, so back to this. Matt Rife has bought the Conjuring house, the Conjuring house. So anyhow, Farmiga had heard the sale and immediately sent the story to Wilson. They both starred as the couple in the movie series. Her comment to People magazine about the purchase was, "I'd love to pick his brain," adding that she'd like to know what his intentions are. Wilson was curious as well, saying, "I can't imagine the people that live on that street want lines of cars paying money to go into the house." So they're wondering if he wants to turn it into something.
Yeah, it's also, I got the impression that the house is a little bit more separated from the other houses. You know, it's interesting. This dovetails with another story. Josh Groban purchased Chucky's Kinder Care.
What?
Wow.
That's crazy.
There was a Kinder Care that Chucky was a part of?
Shut the f*** up!
Sorry, I cut him off too early. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
all right. So let me go to another story here that has to do with love, and the last one about Love Island USA was somebody breaking up. This is the opposite of that. After 13 years together and multiple postponements, the Bachelorette vet Jillian Harris and her partner Justin Pizzuto finally said, "I do."
So Justin Prosciutto and
Pizzuto.
Oh, okay.
Not prosciutto.
Prosciutto.
And Jenny
Gabagool.
Gabagool.
Jenny Gabagool.
Jenny Gabagool.
Justin Prosciutto.
Billy Regault.
They literally had a meet cute.
And Janie Mozzarella.
Meat cute, shark cute.
All right, so they said I do, and then 2 days later, they said I do a second time. The couple who share 9-year-old son Leo and 6-year-old daughter Annie first wed last Thursday in an intimate church ceremony, and then 2 days later exchanged vows in front of 176 guests at their farm in British Columbia. They first met in 2012, and they got engaged in 2016.
I think all you need is a little love.
Jesus. All right, I mentioned this earlier. Actor Noah Centineo, that's how you say it, I guess, is getting ready to play Ken in the upcoming Street Fighter movie.
Yeah.
And he showed that he is in serious fighting shape, posting a photo that reveals that he has gotten, to put it lightly, incredibly jacked. Road brawler is all Noah wrote in the caption.
Do I know who this guy is?
I don't know. I looked him up, Case, and I'm not familiar with him. But then again, it's me.
Yeah.
And I'm your entertainment reporter. I should know all these people.
What's his last name?
Centineo. Centineo.
I don't really like entertainment.
And he wrote in the caption, "Road Brawler." Fans and friends, meanwhile, are giving the actor some props in the comments. Comments included a heart emoji from Paris Hilton. Actress Rachel Zegler commented, "Now hang on," and more.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't know. Noah is also set to play, actually, and this is interesting, a younger version of Rambo
Oh,
in an
interesting.
upcoming movie. So I guess it's
Rambo High?
a prequel. I don't know if it's Rambo High or not, but he's going to be
A dog ate my homework.
he's going to be playing John Rambo. So we'll have to. Where did that come from?
This
was him in high school.
Matriculate,
Yeah.
speculate, incinerate.
So anyhow, the guy's all jacked up, and Ken was kind of like the flashier answer to Ryu. Yeah.
A lot of swagger.
And they had the same abilities, the
Same exact abilities.
Hadouken and all that. Yeah.
I was in. I mentioned I was in this gym twice in La Jolla when I was out. For this wedding I went to, and everyone in the place looked like they were training for a superhero movie.
Crazy.
I think everyone should at one point in their life get the kind of training that these people get for superhero movies, just to see if you could achieve that level of fitness.
Yeah. All right. So speaking of getting in shape, Meghan Trainor is responding to critics who accused her of looking unrecognizable in the viral Nicki Minaj TikTok challenge. Anybody know about the Nicki Minaj
I
TikTok
thought you took
challenge?
it, right?
Yeah.
Anyone besides Marissa know the...
I do, but I have to. I
probably
recuse
seen it.
myself.
What is
'cause
it?
I read the article. I think it's from my understanding, Marissa, it's posting a picture where you do not look anything like yourself.
That's what Meghan Trainor did. I think it's the one where you stand on one foot and you kind of cross your leg over, but you balance on something crazy. Like
Okay.
people are balancing
that
on
makes
like
sense.
I
beer
completely
cans,
didn't
or
get that.
there were gymnasts doing it on like a bar and things like that. Basketball hoop.
Right.
Shows you how to the loop I am.
So in the video, Trainor wore black and white athleisure clothes and rocked a high ponytail, and she balanced precariously on an upturned dumbbell. So that was the Nicki Minaj part of it.
I noticed that.
Fans commented things like, "No way this is Meghan Trainor," and I didn't even recognize her. Some even claimed she looked more like Ariana Grande or Paris Hilton than herself. So Trainor made another TikTok over the weekend and slammed her negativity by lip syncing to audio from Megan Thee Stallion's song "Her," and she's lip syncing the lyrics. "I don't care if these bitches don't like me, 'cause like I'm pretty as F. Just the other day, I heard a hoe say, matter of fact, what could a hoe say with a face like this and a bitch this paid?
That's beautiful.
And bitch this paid." Couldn't have said it better myself.
I think Meghan Trainor looks amazing at whatever she's done. But it's funny, Preston. I had no clue. I was so shocked that was her. I didn't realize. Yeah, we're looking at the video now. She's 1 foot on a dumbbell, balancing herself.
Yep. Earlier this year, rampant speculation over Trainor's physical transformation led to her admitting that she used weight loss drugs to slim down. On March 31st in a post, she had given a shout out to Monjuro, and she admitted that she was a little disheartening. It was a little disheartening that so many of the questions and comments were focused on her body instead of her music. She said, "My passion or the decades of hard work that got me there." But listen, if you make a major transformation like this, you're going to have to expect a lot of people asking about it. Now, you will get tired of it.
Yeah.
But you're just going to have to understand that is absolutely what people are going to talk about.
This is eye-opening, this transformation.
She said, "I've worked with a dietitian, made huge lifestyle changes, started exercising with a trainer, and yes, I used science and support to help me after my second pregnancy." But yeah, she looks like a totally different person, most definitely. Ben Lundberg's canine horror movie, Good Boy, is the most talked about horror movie coming out this fall, and now it's getting an expanded release. Thanks to the viral trailer, fans were begging for more chances to see the horror flick in a theater near them.
I can't wait to see this movie.
Yeah, Good Boy follows a loyal dog who moves to a rural family home with his owner, Todd, only to discover supernatural forces lurking in the shadows. The movie star, played by Lundberg's real-life dog, Indy, must fight to protect his human from evil. The trailer blew up online, racking up nearly 2 million views. So IFC decided to shake things up, and the film will now receive a wide release. Good Boy is going to hit theaters everywhere October 3rd. Yeah, the dog looks fantastic in this.
And the critics who have seen it, and it's getting great, I think it's like 96% or whatever on Rotten Tomatoes, from the critical side, say that the dog delivers an amazing performance.
Yeah, so it looks like the dog is protecting his owner from whatever. Casey, this could have been at your brother's house.
Absolutely, rural house.
No.
What's the kid's name? Jacob?
Some evil entity.
Eric Jacobson.
Eric Jacobson.
Who's it? Oh, yeah.
The evil kid.
Yeah, so.
I made him evil. He probably
We'll
wasn't.
see. All right, Yellowstone fans better saddle up because Kelly Riley and Cole Hauser are officially back as Beth Dutton and Rip Wheeler in their brand new spinoff series, People. in the brand new series. And people have confirmed the project, currently titled The Dutton Ranch, will also bring back Finn Little as their adopted son, Carter. And Annette Bening has joined the cast as well, making her TV debut as Beulah Jackson.
Oh, she's the mother of Stank Butt Sauce.
Like butt sauce? I didn't get that last name.
It's Handyman.
Oh, okay.
Beulah Jackson is the mother of Stank Butt Sauce?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Handyman.
She's described as a powerful, cunning, and charming head of a major ranch in Texas. The long line reveals Beth Dutton and Rip Wheeler are grateful for the peace they fought, and nearly died for with their 7,000-acre Dutton Ranch.
You best get out there, Stank.
But the drama isn't over yet.
Go on, get Stank.
That's the Butt Sauce way.
They'll face tough times and stiff competition while guiding Carter into the man he's meant to be.
Have we gotten to the point where this cow has been overly milked, Case, or?
I don't know, because I didn't finish Yellowstone.
Okay.
I loved 1883.
The most of these series.
Yeah, and then I never finished 1923.
Right.
But I know that Kath loved those. I don't know.
She was a huge fan.
I mean, I really, really dug 1883. But I think I'm in a zone right now where I just love that time period.
Yeah.
And area of the country. So there's a movie, a Netflix show called American Primeval.
Yeah.
It's kind of basically set in and around the same time. I just loved it. I'm just blown away at what our forefathers went through and did to build this country. It's just insane.
The series picks up after the Duttons battle to protect their land, with familiar faces expected to pop up along the way. And then one last thing, then we'll move on to the clips. American Idol's announced the judges that will be joining season 24. Carrie Underwood, Luke Bryan, and Lionel Richie. All set to return.
Impressive.
It's the same thing, right? The judges shared a back-to-school themed video on social media hyping up the coming competition, with Brian sharing classes back in session. Underwood adds, "This year, we're majoring in music as we help launch your dreams."
They did a cool thing for school, and just to show what, that tribute to going back and learning things. Lionel Richie held a lit Bunsen burner against his face, and nothing happened.
Right. Richie let everyone know that he'll be working hard as the professor of positivity. The upcoming season,
he's not going to be in the art class doing sculptures of his own face.
Will be the 9th that Richie and Brian have sat on together.
The hell is that?
Yeah.
That's the way I see you. You see me like a monster?
You're blind.
That Skittles commercial.
Doesn't look, oh, man.
It was Starburst.
Starburst, yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. All right, so here come the clips.
Oh, yay.
Yay. Fans have been following Whitney Way's journey, embracing her body in a world that judges people by their size. And here, the My Big Fat Fabulous Life star talks about the series. Here we go.
13 seasons later, if someone asked me what is the biggest benefit of reality television, I would say that it's realizing you're not alone, and that you can kind of be a mirror for people, and people can find so much connection and support. It's really a perk for me, and I think for the viewers as well.
What's your name, fat body?
Dude. She's super cute.
She is.
I don't know if she is.
Yes, you would. You've
do
never
I know?
seen My Big Fat Fabulous Life?
No.
But you like Big Fat Fabulous Girls.
I do.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What,
Well,
that's
Nick
on
will
Lifetime?
pull up a picture of her so you can see. But that show has been on for a long time now.
I was going to say a ton of time, but it's been on for a long time. The one that my dog sitter and dog groomer turned me on to, that I've checked out over the while. Marissa, this is for you. 1,000 Pound Sisters. Have you guys?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep. So anyhow, a new episode of My Big Fat Fabulous Life airs tonight on Lifetime. So you've never seen her, Case?
No.
Okay.
She would fit in that Zoftic category that you dig.
Yeah.
I dig too.
So I don't know. I can't. He's not impressed with this. I can't peg Casey.
It don't impress me much.
I don't get it.
That don't impress me
Listen,
much.
he was traumatized by a rural ghost.
Yep. All right. Next clip. Caught stealing follows a burnout ex-baseball player who gets mixed up in the criminal underbelly of 1990s New York City. And here Zoe Kravitz talks about building on-screen chemistry with Austin Butler.
It was really about creating these two people that were in this kind of very electric and vulnerable moment of deciding if they want to take things further. The specificity of that time in a relationship really helped kind of guide. Like it's somewhere between like fun and casual and not.
So Caught Stealing hits theaters this Friday if you want to check that out. There you go. It's your entertainment report for today. All right, so we've got Tattoo Day taking place, $350 gift certificate, Floating World Tattoo and Piercing, and you just go to the contest page, WMMR.com, to get signed up for that. If you're Preston and Steve Show themed tattoo, Floating World Tattoo and Piercing. And we also have actor Andrew Leeds, who is going to be stopping by this morning, currently performing the lead in She Loves Me at the Bucks County Playhouse. And you've known him from a bunch of TV shows and stuff. We'll have to talk to him about all of that.
Bones, It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
A ton of stuff.
Barry as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll come back in a moment and hang out with you on this Tuesday morning. Stay put. We'll be right back. Thanks, Kat. There was this story that's making the rounds, and it's actually a professional baseball player. Anthony Bass plays for the Toronto Blue Jays. And, you hear discussions about plane etiquette all the time as far as, sharing the armrest and taking your shoes off and all these other things.
Pleasuring yourself?
Pleasuring yourself.
Can't do that.
So there's a little bit of a controversy or a discussion or debate that's been popping up after he had tweeted about his recent flight saga, and it actually has to do with his wife. So the 35-year-old posted on Twitter a photo of his two toddler daughters on a flight playing on electronic devices, and you can see popcorn strewn all over the seat, all over the floor. And in the accompanying caption, he wrote, by the way, his spouse is traveling alone, and she's 22 weeks pregnant. He explained that the flight attendant on the trip had, quote, made his wife clean up their kids' food mess, and he voiced outrage over the situation. He wrote, the flight attendant on United just made my 22-week pregnant wife traveling with a 5-year-old and 2-year-old get on her hands and knees to pick up the popcorn mess by my youngest daughter. And then he wrote, are you kidding me? And so he obviously thought that was out of line for them to ask her to clean that stuff up.
Right.
And people responded to that. And I'm curious as to how you guys would respond.
So in the studio here, there's a picture of what it looked like around the area. Mm-hmm. And what you all have kids. I do not. So
I mean, when you have a kid, if you take it to a restaurant, take it. Take the child.
What is it?
Take your baby or your whatever, your toddler to a restaurant. A mess is inherent, right? It's going to happen every single time. It happens on planes. And Steve, as a parent, you are responsible for at least making an attempt to clean up that mess, right?
All right, you just hit it. That's exactly what. So as a non-child owner,
right?
You don't have it.
But that would be, you make an effort at least.
Yes.
To clean up, to police the area a little bit. And I think somebody would say, here, let me help, or maybe the staff would assist. Just that alone gets you across the finish line.
And it's embarrassing, quite frankly, like especially at a restaurant, because you know that it's going to happen and you don't want it to happen.
Yeah.
But also you are aware of the fact that if you have a toddler, it's going to happen. So just do the best you can to prevent it, and then when the mess inevitably does happen, clean it up as best you can.
The children were eating ribs.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to happen. I mean, I wouldn't even try to prevent it because you can't. It's going to happen. Right. However, you do more than try to clean it up. You clean it up.
All right.
In your case, you're seeing this, and because this stuff is strewn obviously around and could be. It's not like, they're asking to resurface the chairs.
And listen, I don't think she should get up every time something falls on the floor. But like at some point, yes, so sorry. Let me, pick this all up.
Looking at the photo, I could see if the mom was sitting in the chair, she may see one kernel that we can see in this photo. And if they pointed it out to her, I think I would be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that they just made a mess like that. I'll clean its mess up. No, but I agree. I think you clean it up. If you had a couple little errant, if you didn't get every single last one,
right.
that's acceptable. As long as you get in there and you just start doing some cleanup. And there were texters, for the most part, did side with the airline. The overwhelming amount did. But some did go the other way. and think that no, it's and somebody had posted like, what do you, if your kids make a mess at the movie theater, do you clean that up off the floor? Actually, yeah. Yes.
So I get. So the point of some of the detractors are saying, well, after they get off the flight, people come in and clean the thing. But as you said, Nick, you don't just say, "Wow, they'll get it."
Yeah, they'll get it. I'll make a total mess.
You
what
have
the
to
hell?
you have to make an attempt. But there are, I mean, it's like there are two different people. There are the people that are like what we're saying is like, yes, you have to attempt to clean it up. You have to clean it up. And there are people that just don't think you have to, and that it's not your job. Like, yeah, you paid to eat at the restaurant, so now you're going to leave the mess for the server to clean up. Like, there are people that just that's how they see it.
I know.
It's weird.
Yep. And flight attendants obviously were commenting quite ferociously about this.
I've seen people, and my heart goes out to them, like at restaurants where the kids making a mess or spilling over stuff, and then and literally getting down and cleaning up stuff and picking up stuff off the floor. And I've never seen it's you feel so bad because I think parents tend to feel 10 times worse than they probably need to be if the kids are making a mess. And I think most people understand, I got it. I understand it's hard to corral this. To me, it would seem, they seem very embarrassed.
Most people do.
Yeah.
Some don't.
I know.
Some do not
I know.
care.
But I also, listen, I was never embarrassed or anything. And this is like something that I tell my brothers who have new babies is like, don't shelter them because they're babies and don't take them to the restaurant. I think that's why I can go out to eat and go to a restaurant is because I took Jace from the second he was able to go to a restaurant. Like
I taught it how to behave.
No, seriously though, honestly. And like, I will say sometimes if like, he's like lounging I'm like, you're at a restaurant and he sits up because he's used to going to restaurants and he knows how to act in a restaurant.
Same with us. My parents would take us out. We went to restaurants, and this is how you behave. This is what you do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, did we screw up? Yes, but we got that course right from the beginning.
And
did he get this flight attendant fired? Was there a follow-up?
Okay, so there was a follow-up, and his response was he posted an update informing his followers that United Airlines is taking care of matters with the flight attendant internally.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I know, right?
So he's getting somebody's job.
But that's also him saying that. Like,
well, but if he's not saying that and it's actually the truth, and said flight attendant is now facing
right, but I'm just saying you don't know
actions.
if it is.
Okay,
there are aspects to this story that are unclear.
Yeah, like people like that who are gonna just throw that out there.
Well, Kayla wants to comment on this real quick. Let me go to her. Hi, Kayla. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning.
Hey, what's up, Kayla?
So I just want to say I follow Sydney and her sister, Jessie James Decker. She's a music artist. She was married to football player Eric Decker. She still is, but he's no longer playing football. So she had posted about this yesterday before Anthony did. And I don't think it was that they wanted Sydney to clean up the popcorn. It was the way in which the flight attendant approached her. What I saw Sydney and Jessica originally posting yesterday was that the flight attendant came to her with a wipe. It was like, oh, the captain wants you to get every single drop of popcorn, which is kind of unrealistic when you're on a plane with 2 toddlers and 22 weeks pregnant. Like, obviously she was going to do her best, but to have her, like, it was just kind of more of an embarrassing situation, and the way the flight attendant went about it and what was said to her, like, you need to get every single drop.
By the way, how would the captain know? How would the captain know?
I'm sorry, sir. We have an issue in the...
we have a filthy child that's dropped popcorn all over the floor. Someone needs to kill it.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like they use that all the time. Like the captain said.
Captain doesn't know what's going on.
Captain doesn't know there's popcorn on the floor.
Yeah, I'm sure the captain didn't know, but I think it was just the way the flight attendant broached it. Like, you must get every single drop. Like, not just, hey, get what you can. Like, we understand she's 2. And it was also popcorn that United had given to her. It wasn't like she brought it on the plane herself.
Yeah, I'm still thinking you got to clean it up.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. It wasn't that she wasn't going to clean it up. It was just the way that they went about it and were, like, adamant that they wanted her to get every single drop and, not...
They should have said colonel instead of
not drop.
Because that's what probably confused her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's pregnant. She's got baby brain.
What are you talking about? No, but I mean,
right,
so I
thank you,
think
Kayla.
both sides sort of, now listen, it doesn't give you carte blanche to be rude.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know. He didn't, in this particular post, he didn't indicate anything about them being rude.
I also think like anyone with kids where this is happening, they know. And you just got to hope that they're going to get it. Like to say you need to clean up every last thing. Like who said she wasn't going to, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you can't wait until they're off the plane to find out that they didn't.
Oh, you follow them home.
I mean, I
think I was going to follow you, did you?
I don't side with the lady whatsoever. And Kayla, like, she's calling in like she was standing there listening to the, every single bit of the conversation. And
there's a flight attendant at the front door.
Yeah, and she wasn't there, so she doesn't know. And I'm just looking at the mess there, and you just clean up after your kids. I'm sorry that you're pregnant and that you have 2 kids with you, but
right. I agree. You almost sounded like Joker a little bit with the other person. When
you want to know why there's popcorn on the floor? Because it hasn't been trained properly.
Let me go.
And he carved a smile in my face.
Let me go to Jeff. Hey, Jeff, good morning.
Good morning, Ed. How are you guys?
Good morning, Ed, buddy. What's going on?
All right, so I have 4 of those little things that tend to follow me around everywhere.
Yeah, right. Damn things.
So by like kid 2 or 3, you kind of, like Nick said,
Yeah.
You want this to happen, but this is going to happen.
Yes.
There's no avoiding it. So we always just kind of plan ahead. When we sit at a restaurant, I'll get a couple napkins, unfold them, and put them on the sides of the high chair. And we have for when we fly and everything, we have travel little mats.
Oh, we're losing you.
Travel
on there, you just bundle it up,
little
and
mats.
dump it out in the trash can, and move along.
So
yeah, you should be prepared for the mess. Yeah,
I flew, Jeff. I flew. In fact, it was it flying back from
Florida?
Florida. There was a mother and a kid next. This kid was like, "Mother." Like
oh yeah,
like a more traveled.
I was sitting in front of you,
right? Yes. This kid, you heard me. I kept saying, "What is this? A dwarf? What is this kid is better traveling than adults?"
If you're traveling with a child or a toddler, inherently, my heart goes out to you because it's a chore, right? And there's also that part of me that when I'm on the plane and I hear the baby crying, it's annoying. Like if I want to go to sleep, I get the fact that it's going to get under people's skins, but as a parent, there's very little you can do to control that. Your heart has to go out to the parents.
Shell was a pro at traveling with our kids when they were babies.
She was such a pro.
She had a system.
She would help out other parents on the plane. Your wife would come on the plane with treats for other kids.
She didn't want me to fly with them because I would mess up the system.
Yes.
Yeah, I kid you not. She preferred
stressful.
it when we
I don't
flew
want you
separately.
there.
Yeah.
You don't know how to treat them.
Yeah.
Preston, this makes me think of this hilarious. I think it's the pilot episode of Modern Family. Cam and Mitch, the gay couple have adopted a kid. They're getting on the plane. They don't know how to travel with the kid, and so they I think it's Cam is feeding the baby some treats, and so somebody walking by goes, "Look at the baby."
Studio performing in the show She Loves Me at the Bucks County Playhouse now through September 15th. A few other things taking place. Our friends from Rita's are stopping by. Well, some goodies to give away in conjunction with that. But in the meantime, let's dive into Totally Presbo.
Oh, okay, Totally Presbo.
Hi, Presbo.
Hi, Ged. All right, so I saw this article. It was about a TikTok video that I thought was really, really cool. This woman, Jen Hamilton, had asked her followers to share their most unhinged automation hacks. That's what she called these. Okay, so things that you set up to take care of, it kind of like shortcuts that help you out automatically. So, but she specifically pointed out that she didn't want responses like, "My bills are on auto pay." She wanted something a little more,
not like I set my Mr. Coffee machine. Right. Something a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, if you set up, for certain bills to be paid regularly, that's obviously very convenient.
It is.
Happens through, direct deposit or whatever it may be. But more than 11,000 comments offered ideas. And so this article I read had narrowed down a few of the good ones. There's some really good ones on there.
All right. I'm always up for shortcuts.
So I'll give you an example, and I know that this is a very basic one that my youngest showed me for my iPhone. And so I put it on, when I would go to bed, I'd put it on Do Not Disturb.
Right.
That way I don't get woken up by an errant text that comes by with someone who lives a normal 9-to-5 life.
Right.
Not someone who's going to bed like 8:30 like me, so I don't get woken up. And so now my Do Not Disturb comes on every night, at a certain time. And
Automatically?
Automatically. I'm like, that's great.
There you go.
I don't have to worry about that anymore. So stuff like that. So Here are a few that these people had written in about or had posted about. Somebody said, our dishwasher texts our kids when it's done, and then it shuts off their Wi-Fi if they don't empty it.
Oh, my.
Stop it.
That's brilliant.
Right?
Who invented that?
I do not know, and I have not researched where you access this. And Casey, there's one on here that is specifically I thought about.
Okay.
you.
All right, so let's dissect this one here first off. So you'd have to have a dishwasher that has a Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So and many do. So you have refrigerators that have video screens that let you see or tell you what you're running low on. So I assume we're not talking a 30-year-old dishwasher. So you have one on the Wi-Fi. With Xfinity, you could have, with the Wi-Fi system, you could have something activate the system to shut off for your kids.
Right.
That's easy. In fact, they did a commercial about that.
Yeah.
So but I'd be curious to get the actual step-by-step process.
So the dishwasher will text your kids when it's done, and then will shut off their Wi-Fi after a certain amount of time if they don't empty it. How brilliant is that? Makes them do it.
I mean, that's about as stark a reminder as you can get.
All right.
Yeah, but there are workarounds, right? Like you shut off the Wi-Fi, then they just use their phone as a hotspot. You know what I mean?
Listen, there's
at
least
smart.
Take a stab at it. At least.
I know. No, you're right. You're right.
Casey, here's one for you.
All right, yes.
This is the one that I thought of. This person wrote and said, my alarm, my phone, my wake up alarm stops only if I scan a QR code in my bathroom.
There you go.
So they get up out of bed. They have to go to the bathroom. They have to scan it. By the time they've got up and moved and walked down the hall, they are now awake and they're ready to start their day.
So, Case, I would imagine what you would do would take a picture of that QR code, print it up, and put it on your nightstand.
Yeah, I have a workaround for that one. Yeah, either that or I just go right back to bed after walking to my bathroom.
You're gonna piss. You're gonna piss anyway.
What shortcut is going to prevent me from going right back to my bed?
Would you do that?
Probably not. No.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I really think you should do this.
If I was that tired, like I was this morning.
But that at this point, you've walked down the hall and you've realized, oh, I have to go to work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
At what point? Yeah. I mean,
usually when
let me ask you to assess the issue. What do you think? Could you yourself? It's like, could God create a rock so big he himself could not pick it up?
Right.
What would you do to create a fail-safe system for getting you up and out of bed?
I don't.
Does that equation work in your mind? Is there anything you can comprehend that would effectively do that?
No.
What about
I appreciate the
shock
honesty.
therapy or something
Right,
like that?
yeah.
You know? I mean,
like a catapult bed?
Yeah. So my son got a sonic boom alarm clock for college.
Right.
It is something that literally vibrates the bed. So the sound goes off and then it also vibrates. Listen, cognitively, my brain is not. Is not like up and running, right?
Yeah.
So this morning, I snoozed maybe like 3 times.
oh my God.
But you have to understand. You have to understand. I'm snoozing, like I've got like 5 alarms going, right? So and they're all like 1 minute after the next, right? So when I say I'm snoozing, like I probably snooze. But like by the 3rd snooze, I had to like in my brain go, you're not gonna get any more rest.
Yeah.
If you snooze again, and so I have to have this conversation with me.
Well, you've now trained yourself.
Yeah.
To snooze.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got to break that somehow or another. I don't know.
Or like everybody's different. Like I don't.
Could you do a speedball?
I could try that. I could try that.
Cocaine and heroin?
Yeah, that's what took out Farley, right?
Oh, man. Yeah, you
Definitely
actually sort of
Belushi.
Pavlovianly.
Oh my God.
You've trained yourself to snooze.
Yeah.
So I've never hit a snooze button in my life.
Never?
Never.
Oof.
I used to, and then I realized it was stupid
You're
after a
missing
while.
out.
All right. So anyhow, Casey, this might be an option. I don't know.
Or sleep in the dishwasher.
Or just live at your brother's house and you'll never get any sleep.
That's it. Between the ghosts, the bats, and the bears, you're up all night.
All right, here is another automated hack that this person came up with. They said, I started giving my cats a treat every time I took my meds. And now the cats are the world's most persistent and intense medication reminders for me.
Oh.
So I love that. I mean, I've been employing sort of that associative correlation with my pets and medication for a while. Not for me, but for them. I love that idea. And they're right. By the way, we have Hubert and Mom Cat both get fed. Hubert's diabetic, and Mom Cat is attached to Hubert's schedule. So she figured out what was going on. Preston, to like the minute, it's 8 p.m. at night. Mm-hmm. Of course, 8 p.m. is at night. They seek me out, and they are on it like white on rice. So I could see that working. That's actually pretty brilliant.
All right, so here's another one that I like. This says, at the same time every year, I tell my bank I lost my credit card, so I get issued a new one. All the scammers and subscriptions I signed up for the year prior will automatically get declined, and I only re-sign up to the ones that I actually want.
So we had talked about that on the air a couple times, which if you want to do that full, just cut all connections, just get a new, dump your current credit card.
Does it affect your credit at all?
I wouldn't think so.
Sometimes opening and closing accounts does. And, so I would just do a little bit of research as to whether or not, like, if you're getting a new card over and over and over again,
maybe
if it does a little bit of a damage or dent to your credit, you might want to make sure that it doesn't. I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
I know, because if you think along the lines, Nick, of someone who's constantly checking their credit report, that can actually affect your credit report.
Question, you're not getting a new,
Yeah, it's the credit companies are just strange, and they'll find strange ways to ding you occasionally, and sometimes you can do something and get no ding whatsoever. So I don't know the answer. I'll see if I can find it.
Okay. What if you were to every year flee town and change your identity completely? Right?
All right, here's one that I think I'm going to try to do.
All right.
It says, I made an Apple shortcut that runs once a day automatically that shows me all the photos that I took on that day throughout the years, and that allows me to slowly clean up all of my photo albums.
Let's say this again. I'm confused.
So every day it will show you the photos that you took on that day throughout the year. So today is August 26th. And it will show you, here's all the pictures throughout the years that you've owned this phone that you've taken on August 26th. Now think about it. On one particular day, even though you're talking about maybe like 12 years or whatever it may be, probably not a whole ton, unless it was like a vacation trip or something like that. You're not taking a whole ton of photos every day. So you could conceivably take 5 or 10 minutes and go through and clean up all those multiples or pictures of your driver's, pics of your car, your parking space that you took or whatever.
Yeah.
And you can slowly start to clean out your photos. I like that one a lot because every now and then I go back through my archives and I'm like, I'm going to go back and clean this stuff out. And I put a dent in it,
right?
But then I stop because it's just too much work. But if you could slowly do it over time, within a year, you could clean up most of your photos.
So I started to whittle away my 300,000 plus emails just by going, looking at, because I get a lot of junk email and jumping in, picking a one that I see pop up.
One that you receive.
And then I do a search on that and just dump them.
Yep.
There is I've mentioned this before, I believe, but there is a program that is called IFTT, and it stands for If This, Then That, I believe it is. And so what you can basically, there are all these sort of subroutines. It's very easy to use. And you put in, if this happens, then this happens, like on your phone. and it works really well.
So on this day in 2022, I had a colonoscopy.
There's a picture of Casey's colon.
So how do you access that case?
I just typed in the search key, August 26th.
No kidding.
And it'll give you every photo that was taken on that day.
What if Casey's colonoscopy comes up on your phone?
I don't know hold on. Now I don't know how to set up the shortcut, Nick, but you could find that out. I would imagine.
I also recall that after I had my colonoscopy, I went to the White Dog Cafe in University City, and I had the greatest French toast of my entire life. I took that picture.
Took a picture of that?
Yeah.
So do you still need that?
No.
So this is a great chance for you to get rid of that stuff.
I love you.
I love you.
Thank you.
Joe, I love you.
All right, so here's another interesting one. This is a little more fun, but somebody wrote, these are automation hacks that people have come up with. This person wrote, I hate doing dishes. I have no dishwasher. And all my lights are smart bulbs. So I tell Alexa, time to do the dishes, and she dims the kitchen to 50% and plays Celtic music so I can pretend to be a Scottish pub owner cleaning up for the night.
All right. That's great lengths.
It sets the mood.
Sure. Well,
And motivates them to do the dishes, and at least making it a more enjoyable atmosphere.
To make it a little bit more fun, I can see that.
Yeah. All right, so here's another one. It says, I'm sure that you mean technology, meaning the shortcut setup or the automation setup. This person says, but I just bought 12 pairs of the exact same socks, so I never have to match them. And if one gets a hole, I just throw that one out, and it's a very satisfying system. I've been doing that for years.
I subscribed to that notion a long time ago.
Yeah.
Same socks. The underwear is pretty much the same.
Yeah, my sock drawer, it gets pilfered by my whole family because you can guarantee that they're paired match socks. And that's how I live my life.
Yeah.
And then when
even my bras are exactly the same.
Yeah.
Here's another hack that somebody has for automation, and this is the last two are simple, and that's all there is to this list. But it says, my iPhone tells my ex to stop texting me if I get a message from him. So it's automatically set up to just stop texting me.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good idea.
You can put all sorts of parameters on what is coming in, what's going out, your automated response to things.
Yeah,
and it's easier than you might think.
Do you guys have shortcuts on your on your phone, on your keyboard, on your phone?
I don't use them. I know you do, but I never have. No.
Yeah, just stuff like my home address, the address here at the radio station, Zoom links, and stuff like that.
I don't text enough to really warrant that.
Yeah,
you know, you're an active, avid texter.
Yeah.
Do you set those up, Case? Because I have them. Because they've shown up on my phone because the phone is smart enough to say
that'll happen.
You need to do this.
Both,
yeah.
But yes, I have set it up. Like I have one in particular. It's just instructions to our guests when they arrive at the radio station.
I got that one.
So it's it's just simple parking instructions. Blah blah blah. Come on up. Text me
how
when
to
we get here.
Have you noticed that if you mention a birth date in a text in your contacts, you'll see an update pop up that'll say,
"Oh yeah."
I automatically do that because when I wish somebody a happy birthday over text, Steve, I will when you write that out, when you literally write the words "happy birthday," it will say, "Do you want to update their contact?" And it's a great way to remember.
I love it. You got to write in your contacts.
You just got to remember, so the one is if I type in VVV, it comes up, right?
Okay.
So I have to choose things that I wouldn't normally text or type out. Like, why would you type out 3 V's in a row? You know?
Oh, I thought you said the.
No.
I'm like, that's a lot of letters.
Yeah.
No, VVV.
VVV.
Okay.
Yep.
That was me. That did and then the last one and this is an easy one. It said, says I hit an air tag in my car so I never have to remember where I parked.
Man, I did an air tag in the luggage on the way back from France the other day, and it was great because Newark lost my bag for like an hour.
Here it is.
But just knowing that it was in the airport, that it had made it to the States, and that I wasn't alone in the baggage area, the whole bunch, 30, 40 other people who were also waiting for the bags. It's annoying, but sitting around and waiting for the bag, knowing that it's in the airport is much better than having no idea where it is.
By the way, people are unaware of this, but if you have an air tag, you can change the battery in the air tag.
Oh, people don't.
Yes. You basically you push down on the metallic back of it and twist, and there is basically a watch battery in there. Yeah, so when you see it getting low, you don't have to buy a new air tag.
Yep. So those are some interesting
I do like
automation.
them.
And in fact, I want to dive into this person's account
and get their PIN number.
And just find out more of these hacks that people have done because, I mean, it take them a little bit to set them up, but once you get these things going,
check out this.
They're really efficient.
IFTT.
And what was that again?
If this, then that.
Yeah, and what is it?
And so it has all sorts of sub programs to have automation take place with everyday things around your house. And once you get the hang of it, you're basically saying, if this happens on this, then this happens on my other thing.
Okay. And so I was reading ahead when we were talking about that, and I missed. Is it an app or website or what is it?
It's yeah. So you go to the website and you use it. You can. I haven't used it in a while because it's so automated. I forgot how I started it up. But I'll send you the link and check it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. All right. Well, I thought that was kind of interesting to share this morning. So, all right. Totally Presbo, right?
Totally Presbo.
Hi, Presbo.
Let's talk about sex positions.
Baby.
In the world of bizarre sex trends and new positions, There's one that might be a little more odd than the others. It's called hamstring. Have we ever mentioned hamstring before?
I know ham bone.
No, I don't know that. I know hamsters.
Yeah, like hamsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, hamstring.
Hamstering.
Yeah, like the hamster, like
Okay.
the little rodent.
Sorry, I heard hamstring.
That's what I heard.
Hamstring. Sorry, no, not hamstring, not the muscle or whatever that is. What is the hamstring? Is it a tendon? Is it a muscle?
Is it not your
Muscle, right?
Yeah.
Hamstring tendon.
You pull a hammy.
Pull your hammy.
Yeah.
No, I know it. I just didn't know if it's designated as a muscle or doesn't matter. So, hamstering.
The thigh muscle.
Okay. You only need 3 things to take part in this. You need a car with a sunroof. You need a penis and a willing partner.
All right.
I think we all have those.
I got a car and a penis.
Yeah. Do you have a willing partner?
Not so much.
All right. So if you haven't figured it out, here's what happens. The man has to lie on top of the car with the sunroof open, placing his crown jewels through the sunroof so that the partner below can reach up and perform as if it were a hamster drinking from the tube.
Water bottle. Okay.
So this reminds me of one of my favorite memes
man.
that's going on right now. It is a hamster drinking out of one of those metallic water nozzles, and it's cut with a picture of the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz reeling back.
Now, have you seen this one? Have you seen the hamster running in the hamster wheel in slow motion?
No.
Okay. Pull that picture. Pull that video up ASAP.
Sam, if you could find that.
Yeah.
Really?
It's a hamster running in a hamster wheel in slow motion.
Huh.
All right, I want to see that.
I don't see why that would be so intriguing.
Is it as good as the hamster giving oral to the Tin Man?
It's better.
All right.
It's
okay.
way better.
Nick is
you might want to
finding
go over
video.
to Nick's computer over there. All right, you ready?
All right.
We're going to slow it down in a second here.
Okay. So, oh my God.
Yeah.
So, for those who have not seen the video, if it's a male hamster, his nuts swing out behind the back of his butt like a speed bag.
Wow.
Wow. I didn't know that they were packing that much.
Yeah.
That's got to hurt.
Hamsters, that would hurt.
Wow. Okay.
Apparently not for a hamster, though.
When I came into work today, this was pretty much the last thing I expected to see. Was hamster nuts?
Did you know hamsters had nuts that big?
No idea. You learn stuff.
Maybe they kind of they stay internal until they're swinging around like
I
that.
guess
don't know.
so.
That's a good question.
All right.
But anyhow, I had not heard of hamstring. If you do want to participate in this, they recommend that you don't be in a moving car.
Well, I assume, though, that there is a version of it or a another hamstering platinum or because that adds an air of danger to it. Now, the passenger could be doing it
Right.
if you're driving slowly in a closed environment.
Okay.
Maybe
I'll drive.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. And you guys, I'll just watch.
You know, they
I'll
say-
keep my eyes on the road, I promise.
Like you see in those commercials. A professional driver on closed course.
Blah, blah, blah. But I thought that was fun. And listen, man, if I was,
Listen,
20 or something like this,
did you ever have that point
I'd give it a shot.
in your life where when you were first really finding out the joys of sex, where you're like, I'm going to invent something. I'm going to try. Let's do it this way.
Oh, I've never thought of inventing, but trying adventurous positions.
Right.
And the idea now is ludicrous to me, but yes. Sure,
I
why
literally
not?
had somebody, and I forget what I was doing, but she said, "What are you doing?"
I'm sorry. What are you doing?
That doesn't feel good. It's weird.
So, all right, try hamstring out today. All right, hamstering, not hamstring.
All right.
All right.
Totally hamstering.
Hi, Presbo.
Let's see. All right, Nick just had a nice experience on a new airline. Inexpensive, by the way, flying to France. And I saw this article this morning, and it is from Going.com, and they have their first ever Flight Deal Awards, revealing the top airports and airlines for value airfares, if you're looking for value airfares.
So, Nick, first off, this was an economical, home run for you, but then you got bumped to first class.
I mean, it really couldn't have worked out much better other than the baggage issue at Newark. But this was, it's called French Bee Airlines. Preston brought it up on the air 2 or 3 months ago, and I'd never heard of it before. It's a discount airline that flies in and out of France. And they only go to 3 locations in the U.S. They go to San Francisco, L.A., and Newark. And so I flew to France out of Newark.
I never look for discount flights because I always have a specific date and time at when I want to go and return. And anytime I've ever gone poking around trying to find something for a better price, it just leads to dead ends, and I end up taking the most convenient flight for my time period. You know what I mean?
I always, my wife Claire is really good at it, and her good friend Kelly, who we all used to work with here, she's incredible at scouring and playing things against each other and getting the lowest rates and lowest fares. And I'm like, I'm just too dumb to do that.
My wife is really conservative when it comes to this type of stuff. So when I floated this idea to her, Preston, she was against it. And I was like, listen, let's give it a shot. This is an experiment. And if it doesn't work, okay, we tried something new. You know, flying in and out of Philly is the easy, convenient answer for most of these types of things. But I don't mind trying something new and seeing if it works. And this one did. And that's why I'm really grateful that it happened.
Quick question. When did you drive your car up and leave it there?
Yeah, well, I have a friend that lives like 20 minutes from the Newark airport. So I just parked my car there for 2 weeks, which worked out really nicely.
Nice.
That's good.
Yeah. You guys are using ChatGPT for travel plans and stuff?
No.
For travel plans?
Yeah. Okay. I just thought.
Are you?
No, but I've seen.
It taught me a great way to get oral to the sunroof.
Yeah. No, but people are now starting to employ that, and instead of using like an Expedia or
right.
Okay.
To scour. Yeah.
So these rankings don't look at quality, volume, airport size, or other factors. They just focus on ticket costs. And the best value airport for domestic travel is Salt Lake City International. With an average price deal of $146.28, which is generally 45% off of against the average. It's in Salt Lake City.
What the hell's that from?
It's Book of Mormon, man.
Oh, all right. I should have known that.
What was she singing?
Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
Wow, that was at the ready.
It's a Delta hub. I know that, and it's an access point to get to other places out west. So you can fly to Salt Lake to get to Montana or whatever.
But the most flight deals for domestic travel is Tampa International Airport. So
we've flown in there.
Yeah. I've flown several times. My mom
you
and
have
sister
family
live
there.
down there. Yeah, so I know that airport well. But apparently, as far as getting a deal, that's for the best. Wait, so best value airports for domestic travel deals. Airports with the most flight deals for domestic travel. I don't know what the difference between those are.
So they're saying that the airlines that fly in and out of these airports offer the best domestic deals.
Yeah.
Can I throw a subtopic in here?
Well, real quick, the best airline for flight deals is Southwest.
Southwest. I'm not a Southwest fan.
Oh, I love
Just
Southwest.
not. If you're flying on a, let's call it a flight.
Okay.
And your seat rests up against the bulkhead and does not have the ability to recline, should that seat not be offered at a discount?
I think it should.
Hell yes.
Yeah. If you're not getting the full seat experience,
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was just curious if that was the case.
It should be like an obstructed view.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Steve, I have a trick for Southwest that I think would make it better for you. Until they do the assigned seating, which is next year when you buy a Southwest ticket, you can get the early bird check-in. It's sometimes between like $15 and $35, and it puts you in A, and it automatically checks you in.
And you're gonna get a seat you want no matter what.
That you want.
Yep.
It's worth it.
Is it the seat selection thing you don't like?
I just had a
Southwest?
bad history with them, and I think that's what's casting a shadow over the Southwest experience.
They definitely have some of the best snacks.
I like them, but they just don't. They aren't usually going to where I want to go.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't find a flight for that, but I do always check them. Them and American are the two that I generally fly.
I think they just added or are about to add, Preston, Virgin Islands. Southwest, yeah. So and they slowly expand, which is a smart way for an airline to find new places to fly to and from. And, there were, I don't know what it was, 15, 20 years ago, they didn't fly out of Philly. You had to go to BWI to fly Southwest. But, I think St. Thomas appears next year.
Cool. All right, well, I thought that would be interesting to pass along to you. And we're going to have to wrap this up time-wise. Yeah, sorry.
Totally Presbo.
Bye, Presbo.
All right, thanks, Ged. Appreciate it. All right, let's take a break and come back in a second. We do have some bizarre file stories I think you'll find interesting this morning. And as we take a break, let's give away a $25 gift card for Rita's. Their fall concretes are back. We'll take caller number 15, 610-660-9333. Fan favorite pumpkin pie returns alongside the new apple butter flavor, or you can bind them for a delicious harvest swirl concrete. So you want to try them today. Call number 15. We'll set you up. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
And so I forget which one is Cam and which one is Matt, but the one is the lawyer. Gets a gay couple with
cream puffs.
And he's feeding him cream puffs. And then, I think Cam gets up and goes, "We'd like to pay for beverages for everyone."
All right, so here's a different side of this conversation that somebody texted in about. So this says, my husband gets peanuts at the Phillies games and drops all the shells on the ground under his seat. It bothers me so much, but he acts like it's no big deal.
You know what? So here's the deal.
I'm a
you
hypocrite.
actually raised a
That's
good
what
question.
you do there.
Yeah.
Like, you remember the ground rounds?
Of course.
That was part of their thing?
That was their thing. You could throw peanuts on the ground, the shells. It was no big deal. It's expected.
I went to a urologist who had the same policy.
Wow.
That was the same policy, a medical waste. No, but at a ball game,
Peanuts,
do you collect up your peanut shells?
And sunflower seeds. People spit them out.
How do they clean up the seeds? Because I've never actually stuck around to see how all that stuff is done.
A leaf blower, right?
Is it a leaf blower?
Don't they come through and literally blow down the sections?
Yeah.
Would you hold on to the shells and put it in a cup or whatever?
No,
or
no.
Right on the floor.
I do the ground thing.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
because it's
total
it's what
hypocrite.
everybody does.
So you just when talked about this woman, she has to clean up.
Well,
Now you're tossing peanut shells at your feet.
But I wouldn't do it on a plane.
It's at a ballpark.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of
still.
Now,
I would put it in a cup, Kathy.
Hang on, I wouldn't leave my empty beer cups and other trash.
Stool.
But I'm facing my hypocrisy here. But peanut shells, they go right on the ground.
Oh my God.
Absolutely,
They're biodegradable.
Yes.
You're outside.
It's good for the environment. We're making compost over here.
Yeah.
I do keep it in my area. Like I will try not to do it to the row in front of me.
I'll tell you the delineation. If you're eating peanuts or popcorn in a theater, you're not going to.
No.
You're not going to do that.
Yep.
Because that's indoors. This is an outdoor park. I can understand the gray area there. I probably would still, put the shells in a cup or something, or on the person in front of me's head.
Yeah. So I was a busboy. I was a waiter, and I also cleaned the cafeteria at college. Right. So after lunch and dinner, I would clean the cafeteria, and that one pissed me off because when you go get your food, you get it on a tray. And when you're done with your meal, you take the tray and you put it right. There were racks for you to put your trays, and nobody would ever do that. So this is not me bitching about that, but it gave me more of an appreciation. So I tend to clean up after myself. Like if I go out to eat with, whether I'm with the children or not, I will. When I'm done, kind of like stack and put everything
it on the
together
tray.
And,
put it on the tray and bring the tray back up. That's what you do.
We try to make it as efficient for the server or busboy as we possibly can. It's just something we've always done. I mean, Rochelle was a server. I worked in a restaurant. I was in the kitchen. So
you're pre-bussing.
We kind of pre-bus the table. I don't fully do the wipe down or anything like that.
But you'll refinish
it.
it.
Collect everything. Yeah, we'll put a little lacquer on it.
I sand it down.
Stain.
You got to sand it down first.
Yes.
Right.
Then you got to clean up.
Yeah. Hang on. I want to go to Steph, who is a server. Hi, Stephanie. Good morning.
Morning. Sorry to bother you at work.
Nah. What's up, Steph?
So I'm a server. One, I want to agree with Casey. That girl has no idea what went on that flight. She was not there.
All right. Okay.
Second, I watch people all the time come home with kids. 1, 2, 3 kids. Sometimes it's just 1 and 2 parents, but the kid will outnumber them no matter what. Mess everywhere. I see them start to clean up. I'll usually stop them because they made the attempt. Just making the attempt made me happy.
Okay.
In fact, I like when they just wipe it right on the floor. It's so much easier just to sweep it up. I'm okay with that. But at least try. At least try.
So what we said earlier, and I think that's it. Just that effort alone for you, and you deal with this all the time, makes all the difference in the world.
That's right. Never
All right.
be presumptuous. Thank you.
All right. There we go. See, from a professional.
Hang on here. Pat has a comment. Hi, Pat. Good morning.
Good morning, Ed.
Hey, good morning, man. What's up, Pat?
Patrick. I just wanted to say, like, so on the other end of it, like, when a flight's over, I mean, they do clean the planes, right? Like, so, like, in that situation, I see a pregnant woman, there's a mess on the floor, like, and I'm an employee there, like, I'm probably going to talk crap about them behind their back, but I'm probably just going to grab a vacuum and clean it up before I go tell a pregnant woman to get on the floor and clean it up.
So, Pat, you're the passenger who's supposed to get onto the next plane, right? And your flight's at 1:30, and you got to wait for the flight attendants to clean up after all the kids that are on the plane. Like, you can't board the plane until the flight attendants clean everything up. So, what you're saying here now is all right, well, there's 150 people on the plane. Everybody can make a mess, and the flight attendant's got to clean it up.
I mean, I could probably, with a little dustbuster, clean up my popcorn in about 10 seconds.
No, so what? They come in, they're ready to go, and they can clean it up. However, just would it be too much to make an effort, Pat? I think that's what people are saying. Is that
not at all? Not at all. But I'm just saying, like, rather than end it up on the news, just grab a dustbuster.
You got to understand, there's literally nothing else going on in the world than this.
That's the thing.
And that's why it cut through.
It's on the news not because of the flight attendant, but because of the privileged
celebrity
baseball player.
He's a baseball player.
Yeah.
All right. Well, interesting. All right, Pat. Thanks for your 2 cents. Let me see. I will go to. Hang on a second. Peter. Hi, Peter. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Peter.
First of all, as Pierre would say, it could have been avoided. To Nick's point, it's going to happen. Parents, though, can be a little bit responsible, but giving a kid a toddler popcorn is like giving them a glitter bomb. It's going to end up everywhere. And in a public location, come on, man, a little foresight.
Are you talking about on the airlines side?
Yes, sir. Yes, I am.
Because the airline gave him the popcorn.
Yeah.
No.
So something that's more containable as a treat or to keep the kid occupied, anything other than popcorn.
Well, my understanding is they usually hand out to the kids, they'll hand out gravy boats.
Oh, okay. Well, no, listen, any snack item you're going to give to a kid is like that. We're talking about Cheerios. We're talking about pretzels and things like that. So it's going to make a mess, no matter what. I mean, here, we keep calling these kids it. All right. Well, thank you, Peter. I appreciate it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. It's not trained.
It's angry.
That sounded horrible. Oh, my God. I will.
You spilled it all over the floor.
I have Mike. Hey, Mike. Good morning.
Hey, bitches.
Hey, what? What's up, Mike?
How you doing?
Good. What's up, buddy?
A bunch of years ago, when my son was a lot younger, we were shopping at Acme, and he accidentally knocked over a display and knocked over a bunch of stuff. So he looked at me, I looked at him, and I said, what you need to do right now, right? He said, clean it up. I said, that's my boy.
There you go.
So he started cleaning it up. No muss, no fuss. Next thing I know, a woman comes around the corner, sees what's going on, and chastises me because my son's cleaning up his own mess. And she started to clean it up for him.
Wait, this was a customer, a fellow customer?
Yeah, just some random person.
Was it a woman? Does a woman just butted into your thing?
What's that?
A woman just started criticizing you out of the blue? Was that who came around the corner?
I think we lost it. Yeah, it was a fellow customer.
Yeah.
Who said that? I'd mind your own goddamn business.
I'd punch her right in the face.
Yeah, that's basically what I said. I was furious. I looked at her. I said, he's my son. Nobody's upset. I'm not yelling. He's simply cleaning up his mess as if he was home.
No, that's your business. You told him to do the right thing. If somebody knocks over a display, you're supposed to at least again make the effort and try to do that. Yeah. You were right. Exactly. She was wrong.
And I looked at my son. I was like, thank you for being more mature than that person was.
Yeah, no kidding.
Mike, I hope you followed her home.
Thank you, Mike.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, get your nose out of out of this guy's business.
Listen, Preston, have you ever? I've seen adults knock stuff over and walk away. Not even kids.
Yeah.
The other day, so I'm in Acme, and if anyone in Acme has wonderful chocolate chip cookies, and then they have these smaller versions now that are perfect to have with tea. So there's in one of those plastic containers, where all four parts of the corners the little dimples have to lock for it to hold. So I'm walking around, and of course I have a little bit too much in my hands, and it falls on the floor. And I'm like, so what? This is how I did it. And you can tell me whether I'm wrong or not. I collected up everything. I put it back into the container. I took the bar code off of it and went up and checked out too, because I dropped one of their things they were attempting to sell and made it unsellable. And so that's how I did it. I've seen adults.
They didn't make you pay for it, I'm sure, right?
I paid for it at the self-checkout just for the hell. I felt bad that I ruined a product. I know that might be a bridge too far for some people, but cleaning it up was the thing as well.
Right.
And man, those cookies were rolling all over the place.
I broke a bottle. I was at a liquor store, and I went back into the cooler because they had beer there too, and I had a bottle of gin, and I dropped. Or no, I went outside. Actually, I went outside. I had just bought it, and I dropped it. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me! I broke this full bottle, and I brought it back in. I'm like,
look what your bottle did.
They said as long as the seal wasn't broken, that I could get a replacement.
Oh, nice.
So it was. They.
That's pretty nice.
They have that in place.
Did you pick up the pieces of glass or whatever? Or?
I couldn't. I mean, I told them that I made a mess, and of course they were going to. I can't go picking up glass. I don't have a broom or the dustbin.
What I can do is give you a free commercial on the radio show.
Hang on a second. Let me hold on now. Chris is a flight attendant. Hi.
All right.
Hi, Chris. Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Good. What's up, Chris?
So I'm a flight attendant, and kids come on all the time and make a mess. So do adults. But I would never have them clean up the mess. I mean, we talk about them afterwards and say what slobs they are and love to see what their house looks like. But we never get them on their knees or even ask them to clean it up. We just talk about them afterwards.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So
do you think this flight attendant was out of line to say? And I don't know how they said it. I don't know if they said, "Oh, ma'am, could you please? Your kid made it made a terrible mess here. Can you clean it up?"
Goodness, I would never ever going to adjust it. I just talk about it and afterwards.
Well, let me ask you, Chris, what is the one thing that passengers can do that are guaranteed to make the flight attendants talk about you? What do flight attendants hate the most?
Oh gosh, taking their shoes off, constantly getting up and down or leaving the overheads open.
Okay.
And leaving a mess. I actually had an adult that went and he came on and he ripped up, he was mad, and he ripped up the entire safety demo card. And I saw him doing something, and I thought he might have been doing that. And I thought, I'll just clean up his mess later. And he was just angry about his seat and everything. And as he was deplaning, he threw it all up as confetti, and it went everywhere.
Oh, my God.
What an idiot. Hey.
So it's not just kids.
And he did this just because he wanted to, or he thinks that the safety features are a joke, or we have no idea?
He's annoyed about his seating.
He's annoyed about his seating. Okay.
So you tear up the safety card.
But wait a minute, the shoes thing? Come on, man. I've the B file. I got this one. It says, hey, is this the Preston and Steve love you, hate you line?
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Chad the Rad. This is from Timmy Zacola, by the way. He says, I love you, ma'am. Don't ever try to get me to listen to another station until the crew is back from vacation. Yeah, we're prize whores, but we have to draw the line somewhere. Miss you guys. So that's from Timmy, and that's headed out to Chad the Rad. Here's a shout out. Here's another one that says, hey, I was hoping to get a shout out to your neighbor, Lily B. This was to me. And my daughter, Ashley. They attend Immaculata University and are roommates. And they are both in the nursing program. And they're starting their junior year together. I was so excited to hear that her roommate is your neighbor. That's literally my next door neighbor.
Oh, is that right?
And has only taken 3 years to write in. I exposed Ashley to the Preston and Steve show since the day we brought her home. We brought her home from the hospital. Thanks for always putting a smile on my face. And that is from Amy Presgrave. So here's a shout out, and good luck to you, Lily. By the way, my neighbor. And then this is a follow-up email from yesterday. I had told you guys we were in New Hope over the break, and we went to see She Loves Me, which we're going to have actor Andrew Leeds in. It's at the Bucks County Playhouse. And while we're walking back to the car, I told you guys I walked by the official Ween shop.
That's right, yes.
From the band Ween. Dean and Gene Ween.
Yeah.
And
Finger banging.
And I got an email from Michelle, and she owns that shop.
Oh, no kidding.
And it's called God Save the Queens. And by the way, Queens is spelled Queens, like the band Ween. It's God Save the Queens. And she said, hey, thanks for mentioning my awesome punk rock shop. God Save the Queens in New Hope. I've been besties with the boys for over 30 years. And this is Ween headquarters.
Wow.
We all grew up here together. I have my 18-year anniversary October 1st. And she says, love the finger banging reference. Wish you stopped in. Maybe next time. Thanks again. And that is from Michelle.
Oh, that's great.
Ooh, finger banging.
One of my favorite Fish songs is a Ween song, and I've never actually heard the Ween version of it.
The Ween version of the song?
Yeah, there's a song called Roses Are Free, and it's great. And that's going to be my mention today. I'm going to listen to that song today.
The Ween Army is very loyal.
Yes.
Yeah, very supportive of the band.
Yes, most definitely. So, all right, we can now do the Bizarre File.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
It's powered by PGW. Philadelphia landlords, register your residential rental property in the Landlord Cooperation Program with PGW, and you may not be subject to a lien on that property. Learn more about how to register your rental property at pgworks.com. So a 55-year-old woman is wanted by authorities for violating her probation after she attacked a truck that she believed was her ex-boyfriend.
She believed the truck. Oh, okay. I thought you said was her ex-boy.
No.
Was her ex-boyfriend's truck.
Yes, correct.
All right.
So it was. She believed that the truck. She believed it was her ex-boyfriend's.
All right.
Drem Benjamin was arrested for showing up at a home to damage a truck she believed belonged to her unfaithful ex-boyfriend. She attacked the truck with a crowbar. It turns out that she had the wrong truck, and the actual owner was left with thousands of dollars in damage. She was taken to jail for the night and pleaded guilty. She was then placed on 60 months probation.
I mean, it's like straight out of the Big Lebowski.
Absolutely, yeah.
She violated
her name is Drem.
Her probation terms, and now there is a new warrant for her arrest, and she has 3 prior arrests on her record for drug and other probation violations. A 74-year-old hospice patient in Nebraska was pronounced dead and sent to a funeral home, only for staff to discover she was still breathing almost 2 hours later.
Man, what a nightmare.
She was zipped into the body bag and sent to the funeral home, and then she started breathing. So the 74-year-old Constance Glanz was declared dead at a nursing home in Waverly, Nebraska. Now, her death was expected. She had been on hospice, so staff pronounced her dead without calling a coroner. Her body was sent to the Boothers, Mazer, and Love Funeral Home around 10 a.m., but when funeral home workers unzipped the body bag shortly before noon, they realized something was wrong.
I'm back, baby!
She was still breathing. They immediately called 911. They started CPR. Paramedics rushed her to the hospital where she was treated, but despite efforts to save her, she died later that same day.
It's just rubbing salt on the wound.
Investigators said that there was no
Live so you can die.
There was no foul play, but the funeral home and nursing home both launched internal reviews, and the Nebraska Department of Health opened a full investigation. The sheriff called it the first case of its kind he'd seen in over 30 years.
Every time you hear a story like that, it's like an Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah. A township meeting in Cecil, Pennsylvania. We should have audio of this, Marissa.
we got
I
it.
asked you to send that over. Was meeting on whether or not the city would be shutting down the local motocross track where they race dirt bikes because of noise complaints about the bikes. Last week, Steeltown MX shared that a notice for a hearing on the track was scheduled regarding a cease and desist against the track. Now, one motocrosser resident in the area wanted to speak his piece, but he didn't follow the format of state your name and all that. So he just wanted to say either you hear them where they're supposed to be or where they're not supposed to be. Only a council member kept interrupting him to state his name and address. So he started making motorcycle noises and rode off the podium and around the room back to his seat. And we have audio of this.
I just came up here to say that you're either going to hear them where they're allowed to be, or you're going to hear them where they're not allowed to be.
And then he went and sat down.
And that was a really good impression.
Yep.
I love that guy. That's fantastic.
He was also wearing meta glasses, so you could actually see what it looked like as he was running around the room. It was pretty The council ultimately decided on closing down Steeltown MX.
It didn't work.
But no, it did work.
Oh,
They shut it down. So that's the guy was complaining about the noise.
Okay.
So they shut it down, but citizens and motocrossers continue to fight for the course. This guy didn't want it around making noises like that. Now, what I hadn't seen was the video from the actual courtroom.
That's great.
Of him. He's jumping up and down. Oh, that's brilliant. So, all right, anyhow, a Delaware County man is in custody after allegedly being caught in the middle of a lewd act. And investigators believe that he may be responsible for other violent crimes. Ryan Campbell of Brookhaven was arrested for indecent exposure. Investigators say an officer patrolling near the Wawa on McDade Boulevard on Route 420 saw a car parked strangely around 4 a.m. Saturday. He approached the car, saw the driver was leaned back, and he was pleasuring himself in the car. But the officer also noticed that there was a revolver in the passenger seat. It was a silver handgun with 22 caliber rounds and spent shell casings lying on the passenger seat.
Run, he's got a gun.
Police say the officer arrested Campbell for open lewdness, took the gun, took the car. He contacted Tinicum police. And they were aware of an incident where a house was shot up and a couple of cars were shot up.
Oh, man.
Investigators
That was great. I got to go rub one out.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
This guy goes around and shoots.
I got to go rub one out. What an afternoon.
Where's there a Wawa around here?
Investigators say the shooting spree happened earlier that same morning. Also that morning, police say projectiles were shot into several cars in the parking lot of Springfield Mall off of Baltimore Pike. Police are now testing ballistics to see if there's a match to the gun found with Campbell. And Campbell does have prior convictions and legally could not possess a firearm. He's in custody on $1 million bail, by the way.
I want to see if they listed the police officer because I wonder if I know them.
They do. Yeah, actually.
All right.
So, and there you go. That is what I have in the bizarre file for you this morning. All right, let's take a quick break. Come back in just a moment or two and further on. You know what? Actually, let's give away another $25 gift card to Rita's right now because summer may be ending, but Rita's is staying open and they'll be open in October. So make sure you stop by, get all your favorite frozen treats, including great fall treats that they have now, such as pumpkin and apple, and those come in concretes too. So we'll take caller number 9, 610-660-9333, and we'll give you that $25 gift card to Rita's. We'll be back in just a moment. In fact, I just took them off. I just took them off right now.
I don't care what people think.
The cranes are cleaned, they're not really cleaned well. And, when you get to a city and you have a quick turn, you're lucky that we get all the trash out of the seat pockets before we have to board everybody.
Right.
Also, they're adults. They can keep their shoes on, Chris.
Oh, no. No, they're not.
No, I mean, honestly, you, Kathy, Chris, whoever, you guys can think and say whatever the freak you want. I don't care.
As long
My
as your
shoes are
shoes,
coming
as long
off.
as your feet don't smell.
Yeah.
So what?
You're
Do
not
you
at home.
know, though? Are you nose blind?
I am not nose blind.
No,
Okay.
I'm taking my shoes off. I don't give a crap.
Mine are off right
Well,
now.
Chris is a
Yep.
professional, says to keep your stinky feet in your
I'm
shoes.
with you, Chris.
Tough crap. I'm
I don't
taking
have
them off.
stinky feet.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm down Python spray your feet.
Yes, spray your feet with Axe body spray.
You don't even use soap
That
to
would
wash
be
your
worse.
You don't even use soap to wash your feet. Don't say they're clean.
There is soap that travels all down my body that eventually ends up on my feet. My feet are squeaky.
Chris, Preston does it. Kathy says Preston doesn't wash his feet.
He doesn't.
Can you imagine that?
He lets the soap run down his legs.
It just runs down
She
his
knows.
legs.
She knows.
Exactly. I think though they also give you the little slippers so you can put them on, right?
No, I don't want slippers on. I want my
Who gives you
socks.
slippers?
Well, you're just in your socks. You're not your bare feet. Then you're fine.
Exactly. Yes. I don't take my socks off. I'm not an animal.
Casey
Come on,
probably
man.
does.
Casey, do you take your socks off?
No, and I resent you for saying that, Kathy.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Chris.
They should give you slippers, though, right? Like as long as we're tossing stuff out there.
Excuse me. It just took its socks off.
I don't know. Slippers?
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Do you guys ever wear them?
I did once.
Yeah.
I hated them.
What, on the plane or at home?
No. At home, around the house.
There's slipper season. Hell yeah.
Right now?
No, we're coming out of.
Yeah, we're coming out
We're
of
almost done.
slippers.
Yeah,
No.
We're in flip-flop season now.
I never wear.
Casey, I can't believe he just asked who wears slippers.
I wear
Casey-
slippers.
Casey and I wear the same UGG slippers. If you don't wear slippers, you have to get these and you'll wear
Okay.
slippers.
I do like slippers.
Yeah.
I will wear
I'll
the
try them out.
sneakers or whatever my footwear was, unless it's like formal stuff.
Yeah.
I'll switch. You don't know if a deer is going to come jumping through that window.
Right. You
You got to be able.
But that's why you keep your slippers by the door. You
No, you
jump
gotta
in
wear
and
them.
get out of
sneakers
there.
by the door.
I can go outside with slippers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
totally.
these
In an
are like
emergency.
rugged outdoor, indoor
Yeah.
slippers.
They're
Yeah.
tactical slippers.
Yeah. These are, I would say, more of the colder weather slippers.
Sure.
I have warm weather
Yeah.
slippers as well.
So do cold weather slippers, that coincides with sweatshirt season, right?
I
Like
think so.
They're the same, like hoodie season?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yellowstone
are
pajama
cold.
pants season. Yes.
We're working our way into foot
Hold-
bath season, by
Real
the way.
quick, I just want to ask Casey one question because I think here's where we're going to separate. Do you wear those? Do you actually wear those slippers outside?
I do.
Okay, yeah.
Not like-
now we're on different pages.
Well, like to take the trash out or something like that.
Take the
If it's
trash
chilly,
out,
you got to run
or-
outside real quick, go get the mail,
Stomp down the mulch.
Or
Yes.
if I'm like I got to go pick somebody up from not class, but like practice or something
Oh,
like
she
that. If I'm
just
gonna be
got
in the car.
side-eyed by Kathy on
I'm like
that.
wearing
driving.
pajama pants to Wawa.
Yeah, but that's what the
Oh,
kids are
dude,
doing.
I want to get a group of people to go to Wawa in pajama pants because it's very freeing.
Talk
I
is
love
cheap.
it.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Let's do
Let's
it.
rent a bus of people. We'll get rent a bus. We'll get everyone in their pajama.
Yep.
And socks, no shoes.
I would love to do that. All right, hang on. I want to go to Todd, who worked in a store that kids would frequently mess up. Hey, Todd, good morning.
Good morning. How's everybody doing today?
Good, buddy. What's going on?
So I actually have an interesting story. One of our beloved Philadelphia Flyers, and I'm just going to keep his name private.
Okay.
He came in with his wife and his two little crotch goblins, and the kids were running all over the place. They were throwing pillows all over the floor. They had like cookies or.
This is a mattress store that you work at, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and look, it's expected. I've had it a million times where people come in and they throw pillows around.
Right.
It happens. I get it. But the idea is, like, at the bare minimum, tell your kids, pick the stuff up.
Yeah.
Or make an attempt to just, before you leave,
Yeah.
follow them around and pick stuff up.
Sure.
That's all you ask.
When they left, like I said, our beloved Philadelphia Flyer, and his wife did nothing to pick anything up. They walked out. Now, they bought a lot. I was happy with them because they bought a lot. I got a good commission from it. But
Were they
still,
French
like,
Canadian by chance?
they were not.
Okay.
That narrows it down.
All right. Well, yeah. So you left. They left, and you had a bad taste in your mouth because it was just disrespectful.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah, I think
It's a courtesy.
you're obliged,
I agree.
even if you're a Philadelphia
Thanks,
Flyer.
Tom. Yeah.
Your kids, if your kids
Yeah.
go in and do something, you need to correct what they've done. If it's knocking down a display, if it's sullying the reputation of the NHL, it's what you do.
Let me see here. It's Eric that we're going to go to next. Hey, Eric. Morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning, buddy. What's happening?
Hey, congrats to Marissa for getting married.
Pass along your love.
So I used to work in customer service, retail. I work in construction now. Shout out to Glazers 252. But I was raging to Nick through the text earlier. This Anthony Bass guy. What gets me the most is the entitlement, like the basic human decency of just pick up after yourself. Teach your child to pick up after yourself. It's your job as a parent. And Nick, you can check the stats on me. He can't even do his own job as a closer in baseball. He can't do his job as a parent. He blew up online. This dude's failing. He's a trifecta of failure.
All right. So if he were an effective closer, he'd get a pass.
And now he's going to, hopefully, if anybody working at United is listening, I hope this person doesn't get fired because of this dude's fucking.
He's fired up, Eric.
Fargan.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
No problem. So, Eric, let me ask you: would if the flight attendant was rude, would that change your perspective of this?
Okay, so I understand there's probably three sides to the story: what the flight attendant says, what Anthony Bass says, and then what actually happened. I'm sure what really happened is somewhere in the middle.
Yeah,
but how he came across in posting, like what he did on Twitter, it just ruined anything that could have gone in his favor. And to top it all off, if you go back and check his Twitter, he posted a picture of his kid holding a bag of popcorn, like, oh, look at my cute little kid, like as a deflection. Like, come on, dude.
Well, no, I agree about the nature, the tone of his original post seemed a little pompous.
Yeah. And by the way, you're right, Eric. His ERA is like 736 or something like that. So
it's terrible. And the fact that he doubled down on it, saying, "Oh, I got," they're going to take care of it internally. United, whoever's listening, please don't let somebody lose their job because this guy can't teach his kids how to clean up after themselves.
Okay.
Yeah,
no, I agree.
Thank you,
At least a
Eric.
4-year-old, right? A 2-year-old.
5-year-old can clean up after
5-year-old can clean up after
right, yeah,
themselves.
right, yeah.
Yep, most definitely. All right, I want to go to one more call. We're going to take a break here in a moment, but Don wants to comment. Hi, Don. Good morning.
Morning, guys. What's the word?
Yo.
Nope.
No, not going to.
Too late.
All right, so you are you're a rideshare driver.
Yeah, I'm an engineer, but in my off time I do ride share. And people get in and they treat these cars like their personal trash pit with their kids.
I'm sure.
They get in, they want to eat food, they want to have chips. And when something happens, they don't say anything, or they're just like, they'll get out of the car. Even the adults do the same thing. And it's just, they don't teach themselves. They're not parents to their kids. They think it's somebody else's problem to clean up.
Yeah, and it's the wrong way. I remember years ago, Preston. You remember the Good Charlotte we had on years ago, and one of the guys, Benji or Joel, or maybe it was their mother who had worked in a hotel and would clean rooms, and
there were some girls who went up and hung out with them in their hotel room, and they were the girls were getting a little bit rowdy and they were making a mess, and one of the guys, Benji or Joel, goes, "Hey, somebody works here, and they have to clean that stuff up,
right?"
And I think they said, "Yeah, our mom was worked as a hotel maid or staff or whatever." And they were like, "Don't do that."
Gives you a different perspective.
Yeah, I was like, I thought it was pretty cool. Of them too.
That's why we eventually married those guys.
Be observant of that. No, they got married to Lionel Richie's daughter. Wait,
Nicole Richie and Cameron Diaz. So I always consider us them.
I know. Me too.
Yeah.
All right, I lied. I have time for one more call.
All right.
I want to go to Kendra. Hi, Kendra. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning.
Kendra, are you weighing in on this whole mess thing, or what are you calling about?
I just won $1,000.
It's our concert cash winner, Kendra. And Kendra, you also get tickets to the Barbecue as well. How's about that?
Awesome. That is so great.
Yeah, congratulations.
$1,000 going to buy a lot of popcorn.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. And my birthday's Friday, so I can buy myself a nice present.
Oh, that's awesome. Huge. We are so happy. Where are you from, Kendra?
I'm from Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
All right. Thank you, Jersey girl. We appreciate you listening and especially calling in and winning. And we will see you at the Barbecue, and we'll give you $1,000 for listening to MMR. All right, Kendra?
All right. Thank you so much, guys.
Happy birthday.
Let's hear it for Kendra. All right. Next chance coming up. about 1 hour from now exactly, because it is 9 o'clock. So hang in there. All right, Casey wants me. We're going to, do it when we return.
Yes, sir.
We have a concert announcement when we return. So we'll take a quick break. I know it's a lot to take in. We'll come back in just a moment, and we'll get to all that. Stay with us. And Sarah Silverman is going to be joining us as well. Stay put.
Preston and Steve.
Preston and Steve.
On 93.3 WMMR.
Thank you very much, Kathy. As we have stated a couple times, today is April 20th, which is 420. And that is, of course, the international celebration. I assume it's international. I know it's definitely national. Of marijuana and all things pot.
As you're saying all this, I realize, what is the derivation of Ford?
I'm glad you asked that, sir. Because I've got the history of it.
Right.
And I know we've mentioned it before, but it's easy to kind of forget because it's this weird little thing that happened. The most credible story traces to Marin County, California in 1971.
That's it.
There were 5 students at San Rafael High School, and they would meet at 4:20 in the afternoon by the campus statue of Louis Pasteur.
Right.
And they would get high. And they chose that specific time because extracurricular activities had usually ended by then. And the group of guys, Steve Capper, Dave Reddix, Jeffrey Knoll, and Larry Schwartz, and also Mark Gravich, became known as the Waldos because they met at a wall. There was a wall there, and they called them Waldos.
As simple as that.
So they would say 420 to each other just as a code.
Yeah.
So, if they were in the hallways at school, they'd say, 420, and it was just for them to know. Now, the interesting thing is how it got out into
national.
Yeah. And to become part of pop culture. So,
and I want to find out if it has extended to other countries as well.
That is a good question. Yeah. I'll bet you it has. So Reddix, one of the guys, told Time Magazine in 2017, he said, we got tired of the Friday night football scene with all the jocks. We were the guys sitting under the stand smoking a doobie, wondering what we're doing there. And it continued long after 4:20 p.m. as well. The group challenged each other to find ever more interesting things to do under the influence, calling their adventures safaris.
Safari.
Yeah. Sick. Go safari.
Doobies.
So here's where it started to catch on. So later on, Reddix's brother helped him get work with the Grateful Dead. Is it real quick, a follow-up and an apology on my part on the story with the motorcycle guy, the motocross guy?
Yeah. Okay.
He was actually trying to get the track to stay.
Oh, that's what I thought.
I misread that incorrectly. I thought he was somebody who was complaining about the noise.
I apologize.
But he meant that if you keep it in one place, it's more tolerable than somebody riding their motorcycle all over town.
Listen, he's really good. We should hunt that guy down. Maybe get him out to the camp out.
I used to ride motocross. It was so much fun. I loved it. There's no way I'd do it now.
No, you'd kill yourself.
And in fact, I never got any good at it.
Right.
Because I was too scared. I'd had a couple accidents.
Yeah, when you catch air.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I had a few times where I wiped out and got hurt pretty bad. And that was enough for me to go, okay, this ain't worth killing myself over.
Right.
But it's crazy. So anyhow, but at least we got that out.
Yeah.
So there was something. Oh, yeah. I wanted to bring this up. There was something that, and now I'm going to lead by saying that we're having trouble with our phone lines again. We had, and we told you when we came back from vacation, there's always something that gets tweaked or changed, and it's just not the same. And for whatever reason, it always happens when we're gone for a week or two. And we came back. We were doing the show yesterday. It was great. And then we started taking some phone calls. And we're like, that's what's wrong. Something happened. So our phone lines suck right now. Again, we went without them for a while. And so we're going to hopefully get that taken care of and get that fixed. So if you do want to chime in at any point, we're going to have to do it via Zoom.
Yeah.
So, Marissa, what's the best way how would you like people to go about doing that?
I'm typing this right now, and people can text Zoom to
610-660-9333.
that one.
Okay.
And then you'll get a link and unmute
Okay.
your phone and come on in.
So text Zoom to the text number if you want to contribute. We'll send you a link.
Starting to get towards that gonna snap go postal moment with his
But
phones.
Steve?
Yeah.
Oh, he's
We got the
our
fallback.
We got our backup candlestick phone here.
There we go.
Hello. Do we have a call coming in? Yeah.
Jesus.
So anyway.
All right. Anyway,
I,
we'll
I
move
wanted
on.
I wanted to bring this story up to you guys real quick. I don't know if anybody will join in with similar stories or not. You're more than welcome to. If not, we'll move on to something else. But this
Right.
happened while we were on vacation. And and I'm sure this has happened to some people before, maybe not to the limit that I took this. But we were eating, and I will not say where, at a really good restaurant that Nick turned me on to down the shore in Cape May.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Beautiful view.
Yes, sir.
One of the best views you're going to find in Cape May. Good food.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Well worth the is still worth the visit?
Yeah, definitely still worth the
Okay,
visit.
all right.
But I have a bit of an issue about what happened there. So Rochelle and I and our friends Steve and Julia went and we're having lunch outside. It was a gorgeous day. Food was really good. Steve and I were going to go play golf in a couple hours. I'm like, you know what? I usually don't drink before I play golf, but I'm feeling good. I feel like having a cocktail.
Vacation.
Yeah, vacation, exactly. So I ordered a Paloma.
Oh,
Which is?
Palomas are great. It's a grapefruit-based tequila drink.
All right.
And I got turned on to them a couple years ago, and I absolutely love them. It's kind of a riff on a margarita. And so I order cocktail, Paloma, from the server, and she was really nice, and she was like, oh, I don't know that drink. What is it? And I explained it to her, and she's like, oh, okay. She goes, what kind of tequila would you like? And I go, well, Patron will work. It's a good, nice, high-quality tequila. It's not like an elite, but it's a really good tequila. And so she goes, okay. Then she heads off to take care of the order, and she comes back, and she goes, we don't have any Patron.
Oh.
What would you like? And I go, well, what do you have? And she started, now I don't know my way around tequilas all that well. I know Jose Cuervo because I drank that when I was in my 20s. And a few other names, but she starts rattling off some names. I didn't recognize any of them. And then she said Don Julio. And I go, yeah, I know that brand. I know Don Julio. Fine. It's a mixed drink. It doesn't need to be a great tequila. Just whatever you got. And Don Julio makes just like a Don Julio Silver, which is your, standard shelf tequila. And so she brings a drink back where I down it in like 2 minutes because it was really yummy. And we eat our meal, and then Rochelle did the sneak around, I'm going to pay for this thing. So she gets the bill without my friends knowing about it and covers that. And I didn't. And then Steve and I go and we go play golf, and we have a great day. We were hanging out with Who's Lou. It was just a wonderful day. And then we come back, and later on we're hanging out in the house, and she goes, hey, that drink you had, that cocktail, want to guess how much that cost? And I go, oh, and I'm thinking maybe it's going to be a little bit pricier than usual. So I said, oh, it was probably like $18 or something like that. Because a cocktail can run you anywhere from $13 to $17, depending on where you are, something like that.
Right.
And she goes, no. Anybody want to guess?
So I'll guess because I remember you had a cocktail situation. I believe it was with Marissa. So I'm going to say $30.
Okay, so yeah, that was when I ordered Whistle Pig for the first time.
Right.
And that was at Wells Fargo Center, and it was in one of their bars, and they upcharge all the booze at that. So it was a $30, just snifter of whiskey.
But I know that Don Julio does have a variety of their tequila that is very expensive. They had that ornate giant bottle. So I'm going to go $50. I would maybe even venture to say $100 because this seems pretty ridiculous.
For one cocktail, wow.
Yeah.
About you, Nick?
Well, I guess we're trending upwards, aren't we here? So yeah, the $50-$60.
It was a $50 cocktail.
Oh my God.
And Casey, it was. With Don Julio, $14.92.
Yeah.
Which is a very expensive bottle of tequila.
Wow. Isn't it incumbent upon the server?
Yes!
To at least
it is
let you know. And I'm sure she was a really nice person.
She was.
That's not the argument here. The argument is as a server, you should let the customer know, especially when she didn't know what the Paloma was in the first place. Hey, we have Don Julio. This is a bit of the pricier version of Don Julio. If you want to go with the other shelf tequila, you can do that. That's fine. But she should have said something.
I don't think she knew. I think the bartender knew. And the bartender may have... Somebody knew and should have said something. Hey, you may want to let them know that this is this is an expensive cocktail. So a bottle of Don Julio 1492 is like $180 or something like that. And of course, $50, they upcharge anytime you're buying from a bar because they're making it for you and they charge it up a little bit. But they should have said something.
So here's the dynamic that I think was probably at hand. As you said, she was a novice to this. She did not, get the deal. And then, but I think the context of it is, and she maybe was not unaware, that you were ordering at one level. When you skip up the drink's price by like $25-$30, I think you need to apprise the customer.
This is not a cocktail mixing spirit.
Right.
This is a sip and enjoy.
Right.
And take in your $50 for
especially in the mannerisms
every moment.
That's why it tasted so goddamn good,
but
right?
You're ordering it in a way, you're like, you know what, I just want a cocktail, I just want a Paloma.
Yeah.
And that would rub me the wrong way.
I have a theory. I think that she rang it in, and I don't think she knew what she rang in.
Right.
Like there may have been different Don Julios, and she just hit $14.92.
I don't know.
Have you ever gone to the supermarket and you want to buy an orange, and you think that you're clicking the orange that you got, but you accidentally click the really organic one?
Sure, I know
so
what you mean.
it's triple the price.
Yeah.
And so if she didn't know what a Paloma was, whatever, so she hit Paloma and then she added on Don Julio, but she added on Don Julio $14.92, it jumped the price. So whereas she, instead of substituting the liquor, she added the liquor, which double or tripled the price of the drink.
Any of those are possible.
By the way, it's 1942. I was wrong on that, not
Preston,
1492.
it would have been $3 if you'd gone with John Julio, which is a knockoff brand. No, so yeah, that's a wild. I don't know. It sounds like she was sweet and a little nervous, perhaps. Not knowing the drink and wanting to make sure you had what you wanted. But
I don't know.
But that's a shocker.
And I was also like, Rochelle didn't say anything to me. I was like, I would have probably. Yeah. Would I have had an argument or a case to plead with him and say, guys, you didn't tell me.
I would love to hear from a bartender or someone at a restaurant where this could happen, and if the protocol would be to say, okay, you're getting this. So as a non-drinker, I'm going to ask the question: would your average skilled bartender realize that this was not the
cocktail mixing
version of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's something kind of parallel to that. I have a friend who, and funny enough, it was down the shore, Preston, and it was a tequila drink. They ordered a specific brand of tequila. When they got the drink, they took a sip and they knew like flat out that was not the tequila that they ordered, right? So then they said something to the bartender. The bartender held up the bottle and said, no, this is what I used.
This is Ron Julio.
Well, he said, that's not the tequila. You put a different tequila in that bottle.
Oh, okay.
Which is illegal.
Yes, it is.
Oh, totally.
It's
100%. I was hanging out with Kathy not that long ago, and she said the same thing. We were having margaritas, and she's like, this isn't what I asked for.
Yeah.
And that happens sometimes. Yeah, that's, I remember there was an old WKRP in Cincinnati episode where Herb, the sales guy, is taking a really cheap bottle of whiskey and he's pouring it into an expensive bottle. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm aging whiskey. But I was like, I couldn't believe it. That is now the most expensive cocktail I've ever drank. Yeah.
Wow.
Ever had.
So I'm trying to think of times where I've purchased something and I felt like I got the bait and switch, you know?
Yeah.
Where I was up upsold without my knowledge.
And I told this story on the air, and it wasn't a bait and switch. It was just a simple, on my part, a misunderstanding. But I was in an Eagles game. I was in a suite, and I went and ordered food.
Yes.
And I didn't realize that it was all catering size orders, right? And even the way the price tags were next to, it didn't look. So when I got the bill for $1,500 for some wings and a couple of buckets of beer,
dude,
I was like,
I mean, I commiserate because I told you, Maggiano's, and I love them. They're fantastic.
Yeah.
They're great Italian food. I'm ordering from the menu, and I would have thought this server, who was wonderful, I clearly remember, I felt like such a jackass that I didn't make anything out of it. I was ordering from the family serving part of the menu. So
they should have known that.
My spaghetti comes out in a trough. And I'm like, what? And at that point, I felt like such a jackass. I didn't follow, because you've ordered, they made it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh my God.
Here's a text from somebody who says, and I won't say they mentioned the restaurant, it's somewhere in Wayne.
Yeah.
Said, I ordered a whiskey. Waiter says they only have tequila, but he's got a tequila that tastes just like whiskey, a lighter whiskey. I ordered it. It's delicious. I ordered it again. I get a bill for $212.
Uh-oh.
Holy hell.
Whoa.
Yeah.
He said I was
think
furious.
I think when a server recommends anything to you that's on that much more of an expensive level, they should advise you.
Nick, the correlation
this is gonna, like, if it's a more expensive bottle of wine or whatever the drink might be, I think that just a little bit of like, hey, it's on the pricier side. If you don't mind spending for it, I highly recommend it.
Well, think about it. If you go to buy a Subaru Outback, a great car, obviously.
Yeah.
And they're out of them that day. How about a Lamborghini?
Right. Yeah.
Well, are they comparable?
How much does that cost?
Yeah.
Wow. So anyhow, that was a little adventure. And like I said, I didn't. And somebody was texting in saying, well, why didn't you check the bill ahead of time? I told you my wife got it, and she was handling it kind of on the sly, so my friends didn't have to pay. And so she was kind of sneakily going about it, and she didn't want to make a big thing about it.
But even still, you're asking, like, if you saw the bill, like, what course of action can I take here? I drank the drink. It's gone. You know what I mean?
Here's another question.
All right.
Etiquette question. And Marissa, you being a bar owner now, can help me out with this. When it comes to alcoholic drinks, really expensive ones, I've always felt that tipping a bartender for a cocktail, a drink, or getting me a beer is like $1 or $2 for the effort of opening up the beer and handing it to me. Now, cocktail is a little bit more because you're mixing it and everything. But if you get like a $100 drink,
are you tipping?
Are you tipping $20 on the $100 drink? Is the 20%? Does that fall into play for bartenders?
I mean, I think the overall answer is yes. That you still go 20%, and when it's a cocktail, they call it like touches. Like how many different points of contact are you grabbing? Like how many different ingredients are you doing? Are you shaking it? Are you muddling it? Like each one of those makes it a little bit more expensive. I think that like $1 per drink goes back to like when you're at a bar and you throw a 20 down and like you get 4 beers and you just add $1 per drink there. It kind of adds up. I don't know. Tipping is a very interesting concept that everybody adds to their own. And you realize too that you tip differently when you have cash or if you tip on a card.
How about a server is bringing you all this food, or, you order a meal, but you order a round of cocktails too, and those significantly add to your bill.
Sure,
okay.
yeah.
But the server didn't make that.
Yep.
The bartender did.
Well, they have to split their tips.
They do have to split their tips. Okay.
I
don't know, man.
I have a whole other concept with this, Preston, where like, because I eat out a lot. It's what pretty much all of my disposable income goes to, right? Eating out. You're welcome for that. Shoot. I get annoyed when I'm at a restaurant and like the server doesn't come and offer you another drink. Like, I feel like sometimes servers aren't as much customer service forward these days, where I'm like, if you brought us another round, your tip would have been higher because the bill would have been higher. But they're just kind of like, their food's almost here. They don't need another drink. I'm not going to, add that.
So you're noticing that more often? Because we go out a fair amount, but there are some places that are really attentive and really
Yes.
great, and people are really on top of it. And there are other ones that aren't, but you're seeing it trending more towards aren't?
I'm seeing a lot of not.
Okay.
Yes. Or I'm seeing actually a lot of, again, another theory. I feel like after like maybe your second drink, they don't offer you another one sometimes.
Is there also a fear of over-serving and the legal issues with that?
That's a great question. I don't know. I wonder. I think sometimes it elongates the table. During COVID, we got used to that like 90-minute limit. So if you bring more drinks, then you're staying longer. You might have another drink. And then, if one person at the drink is half full and the other person finishes, then, you're changing the timing on and on.
All right. Here's a text, Nick. I didn't read this yet. It says, went to WrestleMania last year at the Link.
Your finest tequila, sir.
We were in the club section, and we went to a bar that was right there behind our seats, and I ordered 2 vodka sodas. She asked if I wanted a single or a double. I said, why not double? It'll be my only drink of the night. My husband goes to pay. It was $130.
Oh, my goodness.
The bartender said, don't worry, I'll make it worth it. It was literally just a cup of vodka and ice.
The prices at the Link are super high this year. It's a thing. I think it's like $17 for like a
beer.
bucket of fries, a beer, $9 for a water.
I mean, there's a level at which it's staggeringly absurd. I mean, I love your story of $1,500 for chicken fingers.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was just volume, right?
That was volume. But the fact that it was just 4 of us, and I went to order 2 of these. I thought I was ordering 2 orders of wings, right? I ordered 2 catering trays full of wings.
Yeah.
And she says, hey, maybe just do the 1 order. And I was like, oh, yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah, like, there was only 4 of us. Like, she should have known. Like, hey, this is catering size, by the way.
Yeah.
You're not going to eat 500 wings between the 4 of you.
Hey, are you guys, you're going to put away 500 wings? Wow.
And this is so because we also ordered like buckets of beer, and they were just bringing. Dude, there was a whole bunch of like servicemen that were sitting in the section in front of us. Dude, we're like, here you guys, some beers for you guys, right? We had no idea. We had no idea that we were just okay.
Did you flirt with the notion of dining and dash?
We didn't pay it. The manager came down and like they understood.
How many dishes did you have to order?
No, I mean I think we ended up paying for all of the beers, and then it was like maybe a couple $100, but it was a $1,500 bill.
I'm curious, percentage-wise, how often this happens by sheer accident or ignorance to whatever, and also by manipulation. Where perhaps places that are a little bit more nefarious massage these situations along.
Listen, I'm not a good reader. I don't have the attention.
I'm not good with words.
I'm not good with words. No, there's probably some sort of like a disability going on. But anyway, but so sometimes I don't read things. I got totally screwed, and I will never, ever purchase anything off of StubHub, and I will never, ever put anything up on StubHub again because, and it was my own fault, but when I was trying to sell my Sixers tickets, I didn't realize that there was a button that I basically hit saying, because I wanted to sell them in pairs.
Yeah.
And I didn't do that. I was selling single tickets. But anytime I would sell a single ticket, I would send them the pair, thinking that I sold them the pair. And I didn't find this out till the season was over. As I'm doing like the accounting, I was like, this does not add up. And and there was no recourse, and it was essentially my own fault. But I still blame them.
I still blame them.
I have to. It makes me feel better.
Well, listen, I just think it's a racket. They're making money off the purchase and the sale. So
here's a text from our friend Tucker. He said, I once ordered a beer, not realizing that it was $35 a bottle. What beer is $35 a bottle?
Or where was it that they charged $35 a bottle?
Sometimes they have those like big Russian stout,
Yeah, or there's also special releases.
Or there's the special blind guy beer that's $35 a bottle.
What's that? But Steve, as far as being a nefarious practice, I don't see that happening much because as a restaurant, you've got it.
You want to massage a client base.
Well, word gets out. And if you're scamming people, you're not long for this.
Like that place in Greece, right?
See, what I don't know is that on the drinking side, again, as a non-drinker, I don't know if this is something that happens often.
Yeah.
Marissa, you're saying not, right?
That
people upcharge and scam you for try to talk you into
Yeah, I mean, there's some places that probably do it on purpose. And
What games do you guys run?
no, actually, our prices are very cheap. Preston.
There you go.
$8 for a shot and a beer.
Wow.
Oh, that's pretty good.
There you go. That's not bad at all. Well, anyhow, it was an adventure.
They still do that around here. That shot and a beer. This, it was like a big like Pabst and a shot of whiskey or something like that for like $5.
Yeah, citywide at Bob and Barbara's.
They still do that.
It's all
Meister
over the
Brown
city
a bump.
now, yeah. I learned that in Chicago, it's called a Chicago handshake.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And where do they call it? Docking.
Only here on the Preston and Steve show.
Same place they have hamstring.
I legit thought you were going to say a Chicago hand job when you started saying that.
They call that a Chicago
Now
hand
that's an authentic Chicago hand job.
Now we do.
Wow.
Got those big meaty Teamster hands.
These are Ditka hands.
Yep. All right. Well, it was it was a surprise to me. I thought for sure, when I was asked how much do you think you spent on that cocktail, $18, $19, maybe even $20. I mean, God.
I think sometimes you get flustered when you make those mistakes and you feel embarrassed and you know.
Are you glad that you didn't find out about it until afterwards? Like, because sometimes the confrontation part of it, you're just like, well, you know what? I don't know where that would have gone.
Sometimes I'm that way, Nick. If it's only a little bit more, that's a lot more.
That's a lot more.
I would have absolutely spoken to the server and said, hey.
Right.
Come on. Why is this $50?
Yeah.
And why did you not tell me that this was this much? Now, I wouldn't want to get that person in trouble.
Right.
Because I think it was an innocent mistake. This is a really good restaurant, and they've got a series of restaurants as well that are really good. And I don't think they want to damage their reputation by doing something like that on the regular. And I just think she made a mistake. But
it's like it blows you away. I remember,
but I wish I would have told her so she would know not to make that mistake again.
Yeah.
I remember clearly, Preston. I've told you this story. Go out and have it was the comic relief. This is when you and I were at DRE in Jenkintown. You were full time, and I was just doing the Friday broadcast with you remotely. But they knew I was doing stand up comedy, and there was a press junket for comic relief, and so we flew out, and I guess it was the Hyatt or the Hilton, which is right on Universal. And we go down one morning, my wife and I, and we have the brunch, which is amazing.
Yeah,
and we're like, oh. Well, my family, some family in town, come on, lunch is on us the next morning. I didn't realize that was some sort of super duper special on Saturday. And I get the bill, and I'm like, and I'm sitting around, and I'm noticing, there's Marlo Thomas over there eating, and there's a bunch of, and I didn't put two together. Oh, people who make vastly more than I do seem to embrace this as their brunch spot. And then I get the bill, and it's literally with Claire. I was like, oh my God, look. And we were like, what can you sell? Can you give that waiter a Chicago hand job?
And so you'd ordered the food?
And we just razor thin had enough to cover.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Razor thin.
I honestly, just as far as any restaurant trend goes or whatever, brunch is the biggest ripoff that there is. It's just so damn
you've had
expensive. I have, and I love a good brunch, man. But this, the restaurants know that they can get away with charging a lot because people pay for it. And sometimes you show up at the restaurant and it's $80 a pop or whatever, and you're like, "What the hell am I getting here?" You're stuffed after 2 pancakes anyway.
What is it about the burr in brunch?
Right.
I mean, we have regular lunch, but you added BR, and suddenly it's much costlier.
And I don't know why you add up and carb load first. You got to eat the stuff where you can actually get more bang for your buck.
Here's a text that says, I ordered 2 drinks in a slider tray at a poolside bar at MGM Grand in Vegas, $135.
Oh, my God.
Here's another one that says, former bartender here. It is your duty as a bartender to let your customer know that if they're ordering something very expensive. I worked at an English pub, and we had some bottles that were $25, $30 a pop. This is beer, I think he's talking about. Whether I sold them, I would always inform the person, hey, just to let you know, this is this amount of money. And not only would they still order it, but they would tip me more because they appreciated the transparency. Hopefully that girl just messed up. But if she did not, she did you dirty.
But before you order this, sir, this is a Cincinnati reach around. I didn't know.
What? I wish I could actually say the name of this place because I actually like it a lot and think it's a really cool
said it
place
was
to go to.
terrific, yeah.
But I don't want to.
Well, next time you go there and you have a pleasant experience, you can come back and talk about your pleasant experience.
I'll do that then. All right, we should take a quick break because we have a guest who's here.
He's here, man.
In our Acme Lounge, who's starring at the Bucks County Playhouse in She Loves Me, and I actually went to see this during our break. So we're going to get him in here in just a moment. Andrew Leeds will be joining us. We'll take a quick break, come back in a second. Let's give away another $25 gift card from our friends at Rita's Water Ice because they have the fall flavors that are now available, and they have a new delicious flavor. And by the way, we'll take caller number 16 at 610-660-9333. So you want to try and just in time for the baseball playoffs coming up, the Schwarberry Ice. It's the bomb as it combines strawberry and grape, and it's sure to be a big hit. So caller 16 will give you that gift card, 610-660-9333. Back in a moment. Stay with us. So the band is said to have helped popularize the term 420. And on December 28th, 1990, a group of deadheads in Oakland handed out flyers that invited people to smoke, quote-unquote, 420 on April 20th at 4:20 p.m. And one ended up with this guy named Steve Bloom. And Steve was a former reporter for High Times magazine.
Is that even around anymore?
Yeah, I believe it is.
I would
Steve.
imagine, God, if it had gone away before all of this, it'd be a crime.
So the magazine printed the flyer in 1991 and continued to reference the number, and soon it became known worldwide, it says here, Steve, worldwide as code for marijuana.
You know what High Times should have done? And if they haven't done it yet, maybe they can, because it's such a good idea, Steve. One of their pages should be smokable.
I think I know the case. I think years ago when it was really a controversial magazine and be on the shelf, didn't they include what they call a roach clip in one of their issues?
No, but like it's a
they
paper,
did something like that.
Yeah, it's a paper magazine, like maybe page 4 or page 20.
Right.
You know,
and it's smokable.
Rolling papers or actual marijuana?
No. Like,
but something
like
you
a
can
rolling
roll
paper,
up
like
in.
a blunt wrap, or something that you could roll it into.
I get
and
Acid
smoke that,
magazine and their tabs of acid on it. No, it's. I remember how controversial that. Look, I don't smoke. I don't use the product myself. Yeah, but again, it's another one of these situations where I'm fascinated by it.
Yeah.
I was fascinated by what's the big in Amsterdam. They have the
Cannabis Cup.
Cannabis Cup. There's a documentary about it that is amazing.
Yep.
I mean, I don't smoke anymore either, but like I did, and it was like sort of ritualistic. I will tell you that like once I started it like kind of like took over. It was like everything to me, and
I have a history with 15. So I said, I grew up. My sister, my uncles, they were all weed smokers. It was around me even before I was a teenager, and I was kind of used to it. But I started around that time, and I have never quit, and I enjoy it. Now I am not the level of some weed smokers.
You're
There
not
are
Doug
people-
Benson.
There are people who just smoke it all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm an everyday user, but I am not, and I have my medical marijuana card, but I'm not a, just get baked out of my gourd person.
Preston, the agent who used to book me into colleges and book me around in my early days of stand-up comedy smoked pot the way most people smoke cigarettes, like heavy cigarettes. So he was constantly smoking pot. And I'd have to say to him, is there any effect at this point? And he would say, not really. I mean, that's how much he smoked.
Yeah. I remember maybe it was a decade ago, 12 years ago, we would occasionally have people from Normal on our show talking about making it legal and recognizing it. Essentially, for the most part, those guys have won. I mean, I really find it to be fairly it's not really an issue anymore. If you don't want to smoke, you don't have to. If you do, you have options to do so in most states. And I like that. To me, it's one of those things where like it was being done so much anyway. If you want to smoke legally now, most of the places you can. Even Utah, for crying out loud, there are legal shops.
Do you know what's happening now, though? And I just read an article out of California where the image of I'm a local grower and I'm doing my own. those businesses are getting swallowed up by corporate.
Sure.
Yeah, the same thing's happening with that industry as well.
It's funny though. I mean, because I don't want to be like super prudy and stuff like that, but I do feel like there's a time and place, and like I don't feel like I should be walking through a cloud of pot smoke as I'm walking into the fashion district of Philadelphia, or walking through a cloud of pot smoke as I'm walking down the boardwalk in Wildwood, and it happens. But at the same time, the pot in New Jersey is just as legal as people drinking their White Claws on the beach, and I have no problems with that. But I think the difference is like I'm not smelling your
wafting over.
You don't get a contact buzz from somebody drinking a beer.
Yeah.
And you may not necessarily from somebody from smoking weed, but if you're someone who's in recovery and you go by and you smell that, you have inhaled a little bit. You know what I mean? And I can see that be concerning, especially for people who've gone through.
What about
recovery.
cigarettes, though, man? You've defended people smoking cigarettes out in front of a building in the past.
Yeah, I know, but I love the smell of cigarettes now.
Everyone picks their poison.
No, in fact, I haven't. Not out in front of the building. Like, I think, like here at this building, or like at a mall or something like that, you need to give them cover, right? Like, when it's raining out, it's not like, oh, tough crap, you stinky, filthy smokers. Like, go smoke in the rain.
Stinky people.
Yeah.
But, so you're talking about make some sort of area where they can congregate.
But not for the pot smokers?
Right outside the entrance?
Well, but you're the one that said it, not me.
Yeah, I'm right out. Okay, first of all, it's not legal in Pennsylvania recreationally, right? Like
in Philadelphia, it is.
Yeah.
Recreational? Smoking legally is recreational in Philadelphia. Pennsylvania is odd because it's by municipality in most areas. Smoking weed, as far as I understand it, is allowed in Philadelphia in public.
I don't know.
Let's check that.
It's the public thing that I'm curious about, Nick. I think that you can have small amounts and it's okay, but consumption, there are regulations on when and where you can do that.
Can you be the mayor giving a speech smoking a blunt?
You're the mayor, man. Go for it.
Yeah.
So let me see here. Whether people buy marijuana legally in New Jersey or illegally in the underground market, it's a crime for them to possess, consume, grow, or sell marijuana in Pennsylvania.
Except in certain instances.
Okay. All right. Well, we can.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's odd. And that's part of the reason why it's still so strange is that there are, it varies from state to state. And not only does it vary from state to state in Pennsylvania, it varies from Philadelphia to Pittsburgh.
And federally, you can still get in trouble for it, even though it's legal.
Oh, they got to shake all this stuff out. What kills me, Preston, is about this, the creation of 420 as a thing. There's a good organization attached to a commercial that we run on air that mentions DBH. Do bong hits is what I hear.
Of course.
And that this thing would take off and become the thing from a school playground when DBH was your school thing.
Yep, that was our thing.
Yeah.
And our DBH,
thing,
we had it written all over our notebooks and stuff,
Our thing in college was, Hendrix, right? So we would, be at a party or whatever. Like, okay, we're going to be at Hendrix at like midnight. All right, meet me at Hendrix. But Hendrix was a gravestone. It was somebody's name. And there was a graveyard next to our fraternity house, and all the way back in the far back of the cemetery.
That's where you guys would congregate?
Right next to this big tree. It was the biggest, and the last name on the headstone was Hendrix. And it was, so when you're talking about DBH and 420, like
these things become lore.
There are these cool little ritualistic things that and it's code, right? Like not everybody knew what Hendrix was, and you could say that, and people knew what you were talking about.
Right.
I think line one might be able to help us.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to go.
Yeah.
I have Mike on the phone, who is a police officer in Philadelphia. Hey, Mike, good morning.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Good. Well, we're a little confused, Mike. That's clear.
But that's par for the course.
Maybe you can help us out here. What's the story with marijuana, smoking it, possessing it in Philadelphia?
So it is recreational use. You can walk down the street and smoke it. It is basically when I'm working in the city and we're driving by and you smell it, it's like, oh, well, that's just the new smell of Philly. So instead of, you get down to the subway when we're working down there and you're like, oh, that's the smell of Philly. But up on the street, it's just the smell of weed everywhere.
Yeah. So I didn't realize that you could smoke it outside. And that is Nick correct in that it's only.
Here's the thing. I'm partially correct. And maybe, Mike, you can expand a little bit upon this. It's decriminalized. However, it's not legal. But I don't know what the difference between decriminalization and legality is.
I mean, realistically, there is no. I'm sure there is a nuance, and if you're caught with it with like a certain amount and it's all baggied up, then yeah, it could be. Then it's criminalized. However, it's gotten to the point now where it's so prevalent out there that there's no point in doing anything about it because of how willing people are to just say, oh, okay, yeah, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, and it's so low level that it's hardly worth the waste of time.
Exactly. Somebody. So the biggest things you get is still federally. It's not, and I'm a federal law enforcement. So even for us, though, we're not touching it because there's no, nobody's going to touch for a couple joints or a couple, whatever. Yeah. Nobody's going to even mess with it. But if you're flying out of the airport and you have it in your bag, like your carry-on bag, and they do the search, yeah, it's getting confiscated. You're not going to go through it because at that point, once you go through, it's a federal building.
That's why you got to pick up the ass buddy for transporting your pots.
Right. I mean,
so they're going to confiscate, but they're not going to arrest you?
Correct. It depends on the amount, though. I mean, you might get like a citation and like almost like an ROR where they're going to give you a citation for it, depending. But most of the time, they're just going to take it and let you travel on, especially if you have a medical marijuana card.
Yeah. But they could,
and
right?
There are some nuances. There are some nuances with that where, and I'm not. I'll be honest. I'm not 100% privy on it because that's more local level.
Right.
And I know for us, we're not dealing with it unless we're actually finding it by the tonnage or the big pounds. And then it's like, oh, all right, that's for us.
Hey, Mike, can I ask you a different question? Because I've heard from people who said they don't want to get a medical marijuana card because then they wouldn't be able to purchase a firearm. It's like you can have one or the other, but you can't have both. Is that
is false.
Okay.
False. Okay.
That is false. So I have friends of mine that have the medical marijuana card and also have a Pennsylvania state carry permit. So it is false. It's there's obviously if you get caught carrying and you were smoking and you're high, yeah, there's some implications, right? It's just like drinking. Like even for me as a Fed, I can basically carry anywhere. However, where I can't carry is anytime if I decide to have a drink. Right? I'm not supposed to have it on me, and if I do, that's it. It doesn't matter who I am and what I am. It's an automatic. Oh, okay, yep, you're done.
Okay,
right?
So
because that's the implications.
Let me ask you, Mike. So I do a lot of human trafficking, but I want to get a Class C license.
Yeah,
is that going to be an issue?
I mean, it won't be, but what's your address again?
All right, Mike. We appreciate the info. Take care, bud.
No problem. Thanks for talking.
All right, see you later.
Hi, Mike.
All right, we actually have a police sergeant.
There you go.
Who wants to correct a couple of things that Mike may have missed out on. And he's in Philly as well. Hey, Joe. Good morning.
Hey, it's just that you look so nice.
That's a great callback.
All right, Joe. We're good, man. So what's what can you clear up about this conversation?
Yes, I need to retrain Mike. Mike's pretty close on a couple things. It is not legal. It is decriminalized.
Okay.
Meaning anything less than 30 grams possession, it will be confiscated and you get issued a ticket for $25.
Okay.
If you're smoking it, the ticket is actually $100. But a code violation notice is the same thing we issue for a house with high grass, or if you're like smoking in the entrance of a business because businesses don't allow smoking. It's a ticket.
Okay.
So it's not that big a deal. As long as you pay it, there's no criminal offense. You don't have to disclose anything on a job application.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
That's what I thought. I thought that there was that you can't be just standing out on a sidewalk, on a public sidewalk, just huffing away. I thought that was, if not illegal, some type of a violation.
Yeah, but it's become so prevalent. It's almost become that drinking a beer in a brown paper bag.
Right.
Cops aren't going to chase everybody through the park.
Yeah,
you're on your
it's
porch, or your
situational.
house, you're in your car. We're not going to make an issue about it.
Joe, you'd gum up. I mean, if you were to go after everybody, you'd be gumming up. The paperwork alone would be insane going through all that stuff, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I'd make it 2 blocks from headquarters before I get
Yeah.
So,
All right. Say, Sergeant, real quick, because I just got another text from my friend who is a state trooper here in Pennsylvania, and he says that guy is absolutely wrong about the medical marijuana card and firearms. He says you absolutely cannot have a medical marijuana card and purchase a firearm in Pennsylvania. He
Is
said
it
that
purchase
is
a firearm or
purchase
concealed permit?
purchase a firearm.
Your state trooper friend is exactly right. If
Okay.
you have a medical marijuana card in Pennsylvania, it automatically prevents you from being able to apply for and purchase a firearm.
But if you had a firearm first, what if you? I'm sorry. What if you had a firearm first?
In theory, you're supposed to turn it into the state if you get caught. Now, I imagine nobody's kicking down your door to take your legally purchased firearm because you got a card. But it's probably in your best interest to maybe not disclose.
Wow.
Why is that, though?
Just go visit Jersey more often.
Why is that? What is the reasoning behind that?
Because it's federal. So the state, which is
got it.
when you purchase a firearm, you have to register it with the state.
Right.
When you purchase that firearm, because it's state, it's all submitted to the federal government.
All right.
Where
Got
the
it.
federal government, all marijuana is still illegal.
All right, Joe, let me throw this scenario out to you. Let's say I have a medical marijuana card. I am defending my home. Someone breaks into my house. I have a firearm. I use it. Does that complicate things?
It can and it can't. What you're looking at, I mean, is you can justify the use of deadly force. In theory, I can take my firearm and leave it at my father's house. And if my father used that firearm to defend his property, he violated no law. He was not in possession of that firearm outside the house.
Okay.
Hey, Joe, what about driving under the influence of marijuana? And does that vary from state to state?
It does. And one of the issues in Pennsylvania they've talked about is because we're kind of decriminalizing and there's the medical, when you get pulled over for DUI for alcohol, there's a limit you have to reach. It's 0.08 is the limit of alcohol. If you're below 0.08, you don't get charged with an offense.
Right.
If you have any marijuana in your system, and I believe it can last anywhere from 3 to 7 days, depending on the level. If you have any marijuana in your system, you're automatically charged.
DUI.
Even if it's you smoked weed 2 days ago and you have trace amounts, because that they test for, I think this. There's a doctor in court who does this part, but I always look at his sheets. They test for THC, and I think it's delta hydrocannabinoid 9 or something. And when they test for all of that, as long as it shows up in the system, you're charged with 3802D, which is the drug offense.
So you're just like a bad driver on a certain day, and you just do a dick move as you're driving. But if they test for it, and it could be a couple of days old.
Starring in a show that is playing at the Bucks County Playhouse. It's going on now through September 15th. I've been to see this show, and his performance is amazing. The show is so much fun. It's a lot of energy. It's really cool. You're going to love it. It's called She Loves Me. And we are very happy to welcome Mr. Andrew Leeds to our program. Hi,
You guys
Andrew.
applaud. That's so nice.
Yes.
All right.
You're owed that.
Help wake me up.
And does it ever get tired? The applause does it ever get tiring to you? No.
Come on. I don't think no.
No,
applause is always nice.
Appropriate applause. If you come out of the men's room and you're met with applause.
Yeah.
that
I mean, it's a little. That was a little uncomfortable. I'll be honest. 4 grown men applauding for me for no reason. It was a little. weird, but
I do like. I like the live show end of the program applause that happens, and you guys come out as a cast, and everybody does their. There's an art to the thank you bow, depending on what role you have played in the show. I saw a video recently where someone goes through the various characters, whether they be a supporting character, whether they be just a member of the cast, or they're the star, or they're the villain star, and how their thank you at the end of the show usually has some kind of a flair related to the role that they
you
played.
saw an individual doing all.
I saw an individual doing each and every one of them.
Was it Mitch Wood? Was that who it was?
No, it was a woman who did this, but I'm sure there's variations on it. So, do you just do what comes naturally when you come out for the applause at the end of the show, or do you have a little routine?
No, I think it's a little. I don't know. It is always a little weird because you sort of want to say thank you to the audience too, because they were working.
Yeah, most definitely. I want to point out the show She Loves Me. And I didn't know this till this moment, but this was the inspiration for You've Got Mail. This story, apparently it kind of inspired that
The story
storyline.
that She Loves Me is based on is also the same story that is You've Got Mail and The Shop Around the Corner and other things as well.
Okay.
And so they're all sort of based on the same. I guess it was a good story.
Yeah, it is a great story.
From the early 60s, I believe it was when it first debuted, the original story, correct?
I think the original, if I'm not mistaken, I think there was a original story like well before that.
Okay.
In another language, and then a play. I think there were a lot of different iterations of it, even before the.
But foundationally, it's the stuff of classic, people who don't know that they're corresponding and finding out that there is chemistry and love in the best of ways, and these kind of things are really buoyant and I said to Preston earlier, if you go in, and we were talking before the segment started, Andrew, is at Bucks County Playhouse, or anytime you see a production and out there they're putting on real deal. It serves as a lab for heading to Broadway and things that have been staged on Broadway. You're going to get a real deal theater experience, and you have done Broadway, and so you can confirm that. I mean, it's top level out there.
The people in the show are unbelievable. Everybody is, the entire cast, every single person in the show is just unbelievably fantastic. And yet I'd never been to Bucks County or New Hope, and it's so beautiful there and amazing. And this theater's this sort of looks like a little barn. I think it was maybe an old. It
was a mill or something
paper
along
mill or
those
something
lines.
like that.
Yeah.
A grist mill.
Okay.
What is that?
We need to bring grist back.
What's a grist mill?
Grist is what they would grind, right?
Yeah.
So, but I don't know what
were they grinding?
Grist could be a variety of different.
Oh, grist. All right. Well, I hope it's healthy, because there's a lot of things floating around.
Here you go. A grist mill, also known as a corn mill, flour mill, feed mill, or also feed mill in one word, grinds cereal grain into flour and middlings.
Okay. I think I can handle that.
That preceded the groundlings, which we were part of.
That's right. Exactly.
Right. Yeah. So there's the middlings and then the groundlings for the more accomplished.
So
but it's an incredible. Like so it looks like a barn, but you go in and you get to see like a real, like a legitimately professional production of a show.
Yeah, it's a beautiful playhouse, and my youngest is actually interning there right now.
I heard.
Yeah, I've been exposed to more theater in the past couple of years lately than I have been, and I'm delighted because my youngest child is getting into this realm. And when you see a group like yours in this show performing live, it is so incredibly impressive. And I wish I would have embraced this type of entertainment years ago, because I've missed out on a lot. But there's still so much out there and available, which is great. It's there. All you have to do is just go see it,
Yeah.
But I'm just so impressed by the ensemble of people that get together and perform these things, and I'm also blown away about the amount of rehearsal that it takes and choreography and things to put it together and make it right. There's a scene in this play in particular that I want to ask you about, Andrew. It's a very chaotic scene. As it's leading up to Christmas time.
Yes, yeah.
And they work in a shop. It's where the show is based.
It's a perfume store?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
they sell. It's a
all kinds of
perfumery,
stuff.
but they sell makeup, cosmetics, random things.
That kind of
it's
stuff.
1930s Budapest,
right?
So
So there's a choreographed scene where there's like 8 or 10 people on stage, and they're going through these motions. And Steve, the intricate choreography of I'm here, you're there, I'm moving to this place, you're going to move to that place. It is. And it repeats several times over and over and gets more chaotic the more that they do it. Very rapid fire. And I don't know how you guys aren't running into each other and tripping.
Well, I think people probably are running into each other.
Okay. All right.
But it just looks really good.
No. But the thing is we only had 2 weeks, which is not a rehearsal, which is really not.
You're kidding me.
A lot of time, and we only had 3 days in the theater. But Dennis Jones, who's the director and choreographer, is just excellent at what he does, and
he's got a history.
He does. Yeah, Tony nominated, and he's very decisive, and sort of came in and just sort of said, "This is what we have, and this is how we're going to do it." And and was very collaborative as well. But knew how to get it done fast, and also knew how to pick the right people to do it. So even when people do run into each other, they know how to fix it.
Right. So you've been a part of this since you were like 8 years old, right? The stage, or you were an understudy at first and then immediately went into a role, correct?
Yeah, when I was 8, yeah.
So you've been trained for a long time in this. To the lay person in the audience, it's like Preston and myself, it seems an impossible task to get all of that, the dialogue and everything and the movements around the stage. Obviously, through repetition, you can do it. But do you think you have to be imbued with just a better retention level than most people to pull it off?
That's a good question. I don't know. I've been doing this for so long. I haven't done a musical in 30 years.
Oh, okay.
It's been a long time. So
what was the last one? Was it Les Mis? The last one?
Well, the last sort of musical thing I did was an opera, actually, that Carly Simon wrote.
Wow.
A long, long time ago. And then before that, it was a musical called Falsettos. On Broadway, and when I was a kid. So for me, these people, the woman that I play opposite, her name's Elena Shadow. She's been in 10 Broadway shows. Like she's flawless. She's just flawless. Like it
just comes naturally.
Yeah.
Or she makes it look natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is. I think it's very natural to her, but I also think she's worked really hard for a long time to become so great. But she also is just naturally great. But so I think for them, maybe it was a little bit easier than it has been for me.
Right.
Because I'm learning, I haven't done 8 shows. Even as a kid, I never did 8 shows a week because we would alternate, right? So we just finished our first week, and so getting to the end of that week, I was like, "Ooh, okay." Like I'm a little tired here.
Yeah. I can't imagine that wouldn't saw away at you.
The schedule is grueling. We went up to New York last week to see a show called Operation Mincemeat, and afterwards we met the cast, because usually the cast will come out after a show, and you can say, get autographs, take a picture. It's really, really neat to be able to do that, and I try to engage just very quickly in conversation, just to have a personal connection. And I asked one of the artists, I go, "Did you guys have fun tonight?" And he goes, "Sure." And I was like, "Oh, that's right. You've done this 1,000 times."
By the way, I know what Chris
may not be appropriate for this now, but
I will say this show is very fun.
Okay.
It is very fun to do it. The idea that it will be over in 3 weeks is actually sad to me.
Okay.
And I enjoy all the people so much. It's so fun to be on stage with them, and it's just a fun show. It's a great show.
So we were talking earlier about and earlier this morning I was talking with Preston about people who will sometimes resist the experience, and then when do you ever actually see the transformation take place in the audience of someone who maybe's arms folded and then gets into it? Because I think it has that ability when you are in proximity to a whole troupe of accomplished actors and singers and set changes and all that stuff, as you'll find it with the show at the Bucks County Playhouse. It has a transformative thing that takes place.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, as you as the performer, bear witness to that.
I haven't been watching the audience too much during the show, but I do think, I'm sure, the response afterwards, I feel like people are very genuinely excited. But I don't know if they go in with if they're like, I don't want to be here. But and then they turn around.
Yeah.
But we had somebody on Sunday matinee who maybe they were enjoying it, but their phone rang and they answered it. In the front row, and they said, "I can't talk. I'm watching a play."
I can't believe that actually happened.
Yeah, just
come on,
full volume.
You see, footage of Patti LuPone, almost diving off the stage to beat the crap out of people where that happened.
So that might be somebody who was not excited, but he clearly was excited. He wanted to keep watching. He didn't take the rest of the call, but he didn't.
He didn't say, "I got a few minutes." What do you need?
He just stands up and points at you. Go, hang on a second.
This thing that I'm watching right now sucks, man. I gotta get out of here. No, Steve, I went and saw O'Mary on Broadway a couple of weeks ago, and I'm so used to watching movies or television. And Andrew, I'm sure as a theater actor and a theater goer from time to time, I forget sometimes that you can go and experience something like this and have that person be feet away from you and have it be a real live performance while you're in the same room at the same time, because I'm used to watching something else. I'm used to watching a show like Barry or whatever, and there's no interaction. And when you're in the audience, there can be that interaction. And anyway, for me, it was a nice change. It was a change of pace, you know. And does that happen for the actors as well?
That's why when we go out to bow, I almost want to thank the audience, because it is also, it's a sort of like you're collaborating with them in a way. Like it's really, the show is so affected by their response and their energy and things like that. So it is it's a totally different art form, and there's something about sitting in a theater with people that is sort of creates a community. It's nice.
By the way, before going into the show, I was talking to the usher, and they were like, or maybe it was in by the way, Bucks County Playhouse has this restaurant that's connected to it. It overlooks the river. It is gorgeous. The food was really good too, which you never know what you're going to get. It was excellent. So anyway, I think it was the server was like, you guys going to show? Yeah. I was like, she goes, oh, I think it's a long one. She goes, yeah, it's 2 hours and 20 minutes long. I'm like, you go to New York, it's 3 hours minimum that you're going to be getting. So this is a really, really, consumable, doable. And I don't know why she said it was a long show, but if you hear that it's a long show, it's not overly long whatsoever. I thought was wonderful too, Andrew, as I was watching the show, I'm like, I'm picking out the cast members, and I don't really know my stage actors that well, but I was like, I know that person. I recognize that person.
Oh, good, yeah.
So these people have worked in television, and as you've been on a gazillion TV shows.
Well, I wouldn't say a gazillion.
A zillion. Just a zillion. But you've done a lot of television as well.
Yeah.
And so you'll pick up and you'll notice the people in the cast. I noticed. And I don't know the actor's name off the top of my head, but he plays the head waiter. And
yes, yeah.
And he was
Patrick Richwood. Yeah,
he was Dennis, the elevator operator in
Pretty Woman.
Yeah. I'm like, I know that guy. He was great. How do you balance the work that you do in other mediums besides on stage? I mean, you have to have a chunk of time to be able to take and set aside and go and do something like this.
Yeah, I mean, that was when I met with Dennis Jones, the director, beforehand, and he said, do you have the time to do this? And I sort of said, well, I have no choice but to do this because I love musicals so much, and this is a part that I'd always wanted to play. And at a certain point, you become too old for certain parts. So, so it's kind of like now or never. But and it's really, when you think about it, it's not that long. And we're talking like 6.5 weeks. So you kind of just make a decision that this is what you're going to do, and you do it, and then that. And if I'm doing it because I want to do it. You know?
You say you always want. I'm sorry, Preston. You say you always wanted to play this role. What drew you to this? Why is it a role you always wanted to play in this type of musical?
Well, I saw the musical on Broadway in 1992, I believe, with an actor named Boyd Gaines in it, and an actress named Judy Kuhn, and a bunch of other people, and I just loved it, and I loved his performance, and I love the songs that this character gets to sing, and it's just something about the character that I felt connected to in some way, I guess.
It's the composers of Fiddler on the Roof.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, so we kind of know that show as well.
Yeah. Another great show.
Having not done a musical in a long time, did you have to retrain the voice to get into that mode?
Did you have to eat a lot of grist?
I had to make my own grist.
You had to make your own grist.
Oh, wow.
Well, that sets you. See, you're a professional.
Yeah.
We eat regular civilian grist.
Yes, it's been a process. It's been a lot of. I have wonderful voice teachers that have helped me, but more importantly, actually, the cast has been very helpful. My dressing roommate, this guy named Clyde Voce, who's got a beautiful voice, has actually been extremely helpful through. I was really sick heading into opening. I had a bad sinus infection, and
that's bad.
He basically was like, "Here's what you're gonna do," and he got me through it. I mean, he was.
Which character did he play in the?
He plays Kodai.
Yeah. He does have a great voice.
Beautiful voice.
Amazing. Yeah.
And he every night just sort of said, okay, here's how you're going to sing this. And he was right. And he totally, I was so sick, and he got me through it. Yeah.
You got to be held up. So give us just a quick thumbnail of the story, so people who might, because Preston was very effusive about it, but so
it's about two people who, a man and a woman, George and Amalia, who work in a perfumery.
Yeah.
And they are sort of at odds with each other, sort of a little like Sam and Diane and Cheers type of vibe.
Love that. That always works.
Yeah, exactly.
It does.
At the same time, they, unbeknownst to either of them, they've been writing to each other through an ad they saw in the paper, sort of like this Lonely Hearts Club thing where you can write to somebody and they have this amazing connection through these letters, and they're going to meet for the first time, and it's about them actually falling in love in real life, even though they in real life start out as sort of enemies, I guess I would say.
It's a wonderful thing to leave something also feeling good and and reaffirming stuff. And Preston, you were talking about the level of the production. We keep going on about it, but it is. I mean, you're talking Broadway quality. I wanted to ask you about, you were and are, I assume, an active member still in good standing with the Groundlings?
Yes, yeah, I'm in the company of the Groundlings.
And so obviously we're talking Will Ferrell and Will Forte and Sherry O'Terry
Kristen Wiig,
and a ton of people. That's a whole. Well, it's similar. That's a different set of muscles. And something that is a more improvisational, more skit driven. Was there anything you are able to port between the two, or?
Yes, I mean, well, it's very different also in the sense that at the Groundlings we write our own material, right? So we have full control over everything. I can go on stage and do whatever I want to some degree. I quickly learned my lesson of what I shouldn't be doing and then don't do it again. But this, there's obviously a script that we stick to, and there's and there's a director, and there are people that sort of say like, oh, you have to continue to do this same thing. So there's also a different relationship with the audience. It's a 100-seat theater at the Groundlings, and so I'm interacting with the audience more there in a way where the show changes sort of based on the audience
on the audience feedback.
Yeah, in some way. Wait, what was your question?
No, just I mean, because that's
yes, but it has come into play because there are times where things go wrong, and I'm very much from the time that was spent at the Groundling, that was spent there, sort of trained to just whatever happens,
roll with it.
Yeah.
Is it all improv, the Groundlings, or
there's also sketch comedy? But even in the sketch, there's still some looseness to it.
So I was in Chicago not that long ago and went to Second City and saw a show there, but also met someone. We took this bike tour, and our tour guide also does comedy, and he does improv, but he also did something I never heard of, which is dramatic improv.
Oh,
and that there are dramatic improv troupes. I've never heard of that. I never even thought about it. Comedy has a way of leading one thing to another, and you can, it's easy to throw in jokes and so on. But are you familiar with dramatic improv?
So is he saying that it's not funny at all?
For the most part, no. It's like serious tones. It's
I mean, I've done improv that's serious, but it's meant to be serious so that it becomes funny.
I wonder.
No, this was all.
Is this like slam like a scene from? You create a scene that's based on monologues and things like that?
Not on monologues, just a premise.
Okay.
And that you take it and you go where it goes and see what happens.
Death of a saleswoman.
Yeah.
I mean,
you just change one or two things.
Yeah, I'm a woman, and I sell value.
I didn't know if you had heard of that or not.
I haven't really seen it. I haven't seen fully dramatic improv. I'd be curious.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's great, actually.
Maybe there are many shows that are pitched as a night of comedy, and at the end they say, "By the way, you've just seen dramatic improv."
Notice how you didn't laugh at all?
So we succeeded.
What if he's literally the only guy doing this? Like he invented it.
I didn't ask him much. I just was intrigued by the concept.
And how well is it going? Well, I'm leading you on a bike tour.
Did you, Andrew? Did you do the typical? Speaking of this guy doing, trying to do improv on this side and having to make, pay the bills by. Leading bike tours as a starving artist coming up, even though you started as a kid.
Yeah.
Did you have to work multiple jobs while you were cutting your teeth through this?
I was pretty lucky in that I was I went to Stanford, and after I graduated, it allowed me the opportunity to tutor kids. So I was tutoring kids, which
so you're technically a smarty pants.
Yeah. Well. I also got kicked out of Stanford, but I got back in. But I did get kicked out.
They let me back.
Yeah, they let me back in. But so I was lucky in that I wasn't doing something that was. Although it was hard, tutoring kids is not easy.
Yeah.
Let me tell you,
but you're still kind of working with an audience in a way.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean,
sure. Yeah. You're working with an audience of that don't want to be there. Yeah.
That's like dramatic improv.
Exactly. Very similar.
But so I had that, and I got very lucky that I had a couple of families that I was with for a while, and they were very good to me. And I actually tutored. Tom Bosley's grandson.
Wow!
And
Mr. C's grandson.
Yeah, at his house. I was at his house like almost every day, and him and his wife, and they were so great to me for I don't know for a few years, and
that's cool.
Cooked me dinner every night, and it was great.
Aww.
So I was very lucky in that way.
You mentioned Sam and Diane earlier, and Cheers is my favorite show of all time. And I'm sure you shared this story a bunch, but I watched the George Wendt story that you shared on your Instagram yesterday. And can you share that with our audience? Because it's really touching and just speaks to what a cool guy he was. And he made a really positive impact on your life.
Well, it's a little complex, but I'll try to keep it simple. But
it begins in a grist mill.
So my writing partner, my college roommate, this guy Dave Lampson, and I wrote a pilot script for a half-hour TV show. Showed it to a couple of people, my sister and my aunt, who said, "Great job! Don't show this to anyone. Put it in a drawer. Don't work on something else. But good job." And then I saw an ad in Entertainment Weekly for Sean Hayes was producing a reality show that was like Project Greenlight for sitcoms. Mm-hmm. And so I sent in the script thinking, well, let's just see if we make it to the next round so I'd know if this thing's any good. And we ended up getting chosen, us and another team of writers got chosen to make our pilots while they followed us around. And we had written a part for George Wendt, and everybody said, don't waste your time. You're not gonna get him. Don't do it. And I mean, to be fair, I had a couple of people who knew him, who made calls to him, but I wrote him a letter, and we had no money for him. We had like $300 for him or something like that, and he said, I'll do it. He just was like, I'll do it, and he showed up, and couldn't have been nicer. And
that's so cool.
And not, there were plenty of other people who were not easy to deal with, and he just did it. I think he just seemed like somebody who was just wanting to support other people.
Well, he came out of the improv realm as well, so maybe he's a sort of a kindred spirit. But to get, and I think the people realize that you have to help foster new talent, and so that's cool that he would do that.
So cool. And actually, I just my sister wrote a pilot that I directed independently, and a lot of people said that were really nice enough to say, yeah, we'll do it. But one of them being Mary Steenburgen, who's married to Ted Danson, who they've also I guess those Cheers people are just very, very good people. Yeah, they're very, very kind.
Sometimes people will surprise you and they'll go, yeah, sure. If you ask.
The answer's always no, right? If you don't ask.
Exactly. Yeah. Especially if you don't go to their publicist or their manager.
Yeah.
You got your best shot.
Yeah, exactly. That's true too. Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, no, it's very, very, it's been very, people have been very good to, very good, supportive, there's been a lot of people in my life.
Didn't you work with Mary Steenburgen?
Yes, she played my mom,
on Zoe's
Extraordinary Playlist, yeah.
I like that show, which is sort of a whimsical show about a woman who could hear in music what people were thinking.
Yes.
And it was very high concept.
Yeah.
But it was like one season, right?
2 seasons, and then we did like a Christmas movie or something like that.
All right,
yeah, but it was a very special experience, and it was nice to do a musical, and it was just a very different experience for a TV show.
I just wanted to ask you quickly, you mentioned the show Falsettos, and were you working on the show when Mandy Patinkin was...
Sorry, yeah, I did do it. I did it briefly with him. There's a video of it. My mom made a bootleg. She snuck in with a giant video camera.
Oh my God! How long working with him before you asked a question about The Princess Bride?
It's funny. I don't think I knew that was him. I just knew that was the guy from Evita and Sunday in the Park with George. I don't think I understood. And actually, strangely, he also made a pilot. His son wrote a pilot for him and his wife. It's fantastic. And we were both at the Tribeca Film Festival this year, and I got to, reunite with him. He didn't remember me, but
I think I might have even gotten to the 3rd season of Homeland before I realized that was this Inigo Montoya.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what? I mean, they look totally different.
Yeah, I don't think it occurred. It definitely didn't occur to me that was. I don't think I understood at that time that like somebody might have play a character with a different voice
or wear a wig.
Yeah,
or a fake mustache.
Yeah, I don't think it occurred to me. Yeah,
that's funny.
The show She Loves Me runs at the Bucks County Playhouse through September 15th. You can get tickets at bcptheater.org. What's on the agenda for you next, or is it kind of wait and see? Because the actor's life is, sometimes it comes, sometimes it doesn't.
Nomadic.
I'm supposed to go back. I recur on the show called Ghosts on CBS. I'm supposed to do that again. So I'm hopefully soon.
My wife is a big fan.
Oh yeah, it's a fun show. It's a really fun show.
Has She Loves Me reignited your love of musical theater? Do you want to do more of it?
Sure. I would love to. It's that it's hard to find the right show and the right place and all that stuff.
What would be a role that would be one that you had this in mind you wanted to play? What's on your short list of roles you'd like to play next?
Oh, that's
I'm going to lead you down that path.
I'd actually love to do falsettos. I'd love to do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Play the father role, the dad role?
Yeah, I'd love to do that. I'd love to do George and Sunday in the Park with George. I mean, there's a lot of things that everybody wants to do. So,
That's cool. Yeah.
Got to get in line, but yeah.
Well, the show's fantastic. I really enjoyed
coming.
it. Yeah, no problem. I'm glad I got a chance to go. And if my youngest comes up and says you were on my dad's radio show, you'll know who they're talking about.
Yeah.
Right. So She Loves Me, like I said, at Bucks County Playhouse now through September 15th. Tickets and showtimes available at bcptheater.org. Andrew, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me. This was so fun.
We are going to give you another round of applause.
Yeah. Oh wow! I'm going to give you guys a round of applause.
Thank you. And then the band. All right, thank you. All right, we're going to take a quick break. And speaking of the band, we have new Bruce Springsteen music that we will be playing next. I just got handed a written note here. So be back in a moment with that. Stay with us.
Charge you with that under the influence?
Yeah, it's one of the things that they've been talking about addressing because, you can leave the bar and you're at 0.06, you're free to go home, but you have that little bit of marijuana and we smell. And
it's the weird thing, Joe, and we talk about this because there's so many from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, from state to state. There's the lack of parity, and again, I was reading an article in the paper about how it's hard to really, at the time of arrest, determine how far along someone is if they've smoked a lot of pot.
Yeah, they need to refine the testing process, but you would think that would have been done by now, because it's been around for a long time.
One of those things that decriminalization happened so fast, and it was essentially, look, we're just going to, because it was a Philly thing. It was, we're no longer going to arrest for it. We're just going to issue tickets.
Right.
But the state is the one that makes the determination on criminal and motor vehicle code violations, and they have not caught up.
Okay.
So, all right. Can you have a medical marijuana card and a fishing license?
I think so.
They're still working on that.
Hey, the firearms thing, is that nationally or is that just in the state?
He was saying it was federal.
But
so firearms, it's all submitted federal, so they still fall under federal guidelines. Not every state has a medical marijuana program.
Okay, got it.
That's still local.
Okay.
They're still state by state.
All right, Sarge, thanks for the info, man. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, have a good one, guys.
All right, you too.
I'd be the worst. But my brothers are all both law enforcement. I'd be the worst at it. What code is this again?
Yeah.
I forget the Miranda rights, all that stuff. I'd be the worst.
Wow.
I mean, I couldn't even umpire a softball game.
Could you imagine going into a drug bust? I thought you said go into the bag.
Is this infield fly rule?
Thank you for saying that, because the umpire yesterday missed 2 infield fly rules, and we were losing by 1,000 runs. I'm like, please just give us these outs.
Real quick, one of the funniest moments of my life was watching my father try to explain to my mother the infield fly rule. And it took about an hour and a half, and she still doesn't understand it. But boy, did my brothers enjoy the process.
Well, it seems like all this has a multitude of infield fly rules.
Yeah,
people are trying to hash out, Nick.
It's confusing. Yeah. It is. But, I mean, things have lightened up so much. If you look back, 25 years ago as opposed to now and where things are. I mean, me as a user, I love it. I think it's great.
You're so right, though, Press, because years ago, I remember he smokes pot.
I know. Or if I were to mention it on the air, would have been, even just a couple of years ago, would have been really taboo.
And now we have advertisers.
Advertisers,
Bill walks
still
around
think-
toking all day.
I still think of it that way, though, a little bit. Like, I'm like, oh, yeah, he's a pot smoker.
My romance with weed is I can remember back to my teenage years, like really good bags specifically of pot that
Place
I
of
would
journey
get.
faithfully.
And just I hold these great little memories. Now, I also did some really stupid
Yes,
stuff
sure.
while being high throughout the years, especially in those earlier days, because when you first start trying it, it's augmented in its effect. I mean, and of course, they have strains now that'll still get me baked out of my mouth. One of the highest I've ever been. And I'm not going to retell the story here because I've told it 1,000 times. Was when we went to Hawaii.
Oh, yeah.
And went to this couple's house and I smoked some
Knife
local
clip.
stuff. And I'm like, I am so high. I couldn't believe it.
Pierre's mentioned that over the years about how now they can be more specific and the strains are more powerful. And,
oh my God.
And a good friend of ours, Steve McLean, I guess he took a gummy or something at a wedding.
Yeah, it was a gummy. It was an edible, and he had a reaction.
And just said, let's try
had
this.
to go to the hospital.
Well, had to be brought out on a gurney.
When I went to my very first meeting as soon as I got my medical card and went to a dispensary, and I met with the pharmacist who sat me down to walk me through the process. It's funny because he goes, all right, so, just to find out what your tolerance level is, he goes, what you do is you take a hit of this, and he goes, and you wait 15 minutes and see how you feel. And he turns to me and he goes, and really wait 15 minutes. Like a real 15 minutes. Because the mistake everybody makes, especially with edibles, is they take this half hour, 45 minutes later, they're like, I'm not feeling anything. Let me take another one. And then
they're gone.
They didn't realize that it takes an hour and 15 minutes for it to kick in. You've got to wait.
Yeah,
you have to wait.
End up curled up.
Until you find out what your level is.
In the fetal position. I am pro weed. I do think that when it comes to teenagers, you really have to be cautious.
Yes.
It affects teenage brains differently than it affects
it
adult
absolutely
brains.
does, yeah.
And so I think that needs to be, you have to be really, really cautious if you're younger than 18. Preston, have you ever been to Amsterdam?
I have not.
I have. And it's beautiful. And when I went there, it was like 96 or 97. The fact that weed culture was legal there really changed my perspective on a lot of things. And I think you would enjoy it.
Okay.
It's fun to get high and go to art museums.
Steve, I just out of nowhere just started getting like really paranoid on it. And so like
that's a common side effect, is it not?
Well, it can be, and so, but and I had a friend who stopped because she was getting paranoid on, and I didn't get that. It didn't register with me until it started happening to me in Preston. One time, we partook, and then we were at a bar, and it was on the same day as the Kentucky Derby, and there was a guy at the bar who was just taking bets for the Kentucky Derby. So, like, no harm, no foul.
Right.
It's not some big gambling ring or anything like that. So I placed a bet for a trifecta and then I sit down and I see these guys sitting at a table, and I was convinced that they were the FBI and they were going to
Oh my God.
and that they were going to bust the place for illegal gambling. I called my wife and had her pick me up. I was like, get me out of here. Well, we're going to get arrested.
To be arrested by the FBI.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right? I swear to God.
Homeland Security's here. They're going to arrest me. That's why, honestly, I've never been drunk and I've never been into this, but I have no issue with it whatsoever. My thing is that paranoia and fear of losing control.
Paranoia, anxiety.
Anxiety.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be the first person that dies of a heart attack from smoking pot.
I think I'm too much of a puss.
Yeah.
I think the NBA just took steps recently to decriminalize it amongst players because it's so prevalent among NBA. I mean, a lot of athletes.
They haven't been testing for years.
Right, but you could get fined or suspended for it. And then, I think a lot about hockey players because they beat the crap out of each other every night, and then they turn to opiates and or coke or alcohol.
Yeah,
and there's a strong movement in the NHL to make weed legal in that sport because it can treat players a lot. Riley Cote, man, that guy's an interesting dude, and his perspectives on marijuana are fascinating.
He made a whole cottage industry out of it.
When I go to a dispensary, almost always you will see people sitting in the waiting room. Sometimes you have to wait to get back.
Preston!
To go in. No. Well, actually, they do. Sometimes they welcome me like that. But you'll see people who clearly need pain management, and they're with canes and just look like they're there to get medicine.
I've told you this many times before, so I don't use pot. I have no desire to. However, in my own life, I've said this story about my mother battling the pain of cancer. She was in late stages of her life. The only thing that alleviated the pain at the end there was pot that we were able to get for her. So yes, absolutely, I can see that.
Well, it is indeed 4:20, and thank you for the calls. By the way, some that I didn't get to, one of them, Jessica, said she had a bartender and a bud tender at her wedding.
Wow. She's going to.
Oh, she's going to. Oh, that's a pretty sweet deal. And Joe, who called in, he worked at a deli, and their phrase to go smoke weed was check the roof. Because apparently they'd go and I guess go up on the roof and get stoned and come back. So, but anyhow, indeed, it is 4:20. So thought a little discussion was warranted. What we're going to do is take a break, come back in a second, and have your chance, your first chance to win $1,000 in MMRBQ tickets. We'll get the Bizarre File as well. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment.
Preston and Steve.
On 93.3 WMMR.
Kathy, so ladies and gentlemen, today we honor a man who has a very special way of speaking, of announcing his presence, and that is our boss, Bill Weston. Yeah. Today is Talk Like Bill Weston Day. And in honor of Talk Like Bill Weston, it's like Talk Like a Pirate Day. At some point, you might
think
go
it's better.
"Arr." You don't have to talk about it all day long. But if you do throw a little homage to Bill Weston, it's great. And in as much, we are going to do a contest called Who Said It Bestin'? Talk Like Bill Weston. If you are interested in winning some great prizes and you think you do a pretty good Bill Weston impression, text Bill to 39333. Right now, we are going to randomly select people to play, and we're going to text you a line that you will have to read in conjunction with someone else. So we're going to have two people reading the same Bill Weston line in their best Bill Weston impression. We will vote amongst us here. We will pick a winner, and then we have prizes like Dave Chappelle tickets.
Which is amazing.
Casey, what all do we have to give away? And by the way, don't call.
Right.
Text Bill to 39333. We are going to text. We're going to randomly choose people through the text, and we are going to send you the line, and we are going to call you and get you on the air with us. So you don't have to dial us at all. Just text the word Bill to 39333. What all do we have to give away, Case?
Yeah, so in addition to the Chappelle tickets, which go on sale tomorrow, we also have tickets to go see Fantastic Beasts. As well, with that, the Philly Orchestra is performing Harry Potter at the Man in July. So we have, basically two pairs of tickets there.
And by the way, the Chappelle show is going to be Saturday, May 28th at the Hard Rock in Atlantic City.
We have Cases of Loverboy, which is that is a sparkling hard tea, and we also have the Batman. We got the Batman on digital.
Awesome.
The Batman.
He's like a bat.
All right, so text word Bill to 39333, and we will see if you've got what it takes to talk like the best in Bill Weston.
Would you explain the origin again? Because it was simply by happenstance.
Yeah, we were talking to actor Ed Begley Jr., who you know from Christopher Guest movies and all kinds of stuff, and he had used the phrase low-hanging fruit. That's one of Bill's favorite refrains.
Yes.
And so afterwards, Nick had said, I didn't know today was Talk Like Bill Weston Day. And then immediately we said, well, we have to create that now. And so therefore we have done it. So April 21st is Talk Like Bill Weston Day.
There are countless arbitrary national this and that days. There's no reason this should not be a national day.
The funny thing is it takes place on Dr. Mike's birthday, where we could clearly do a Talk Like Dr. Mike Day, too. Because all you have to do is talk like that.
Well, in a weird twist, the reason why we started saying privileged was because of our association with Dr. Mike.
That's true.
That's weird.
Let's share the origin of that for a moment, because we all have Dr. Mike is our doctor at Penn Medicine, and we were talking about, I don't know, just seeing Dr. Mike or whatever, and Bill told us that we should not talk about that often because it makes us seem privileged. And
because we go to the doctor.
Because we go to the doctor. And so we thought that was hilarious. And so therefore, privileged became part of the vernacular.
And generated a very successful line of T-shirts.
Yes, it did.
I think because we were saying Penn Medicine, and it wasn't like, we went to the doctor, because it was this big, I don't know, conglomerate. We sounded like we were privileged because we went to Penn Medicine.
Right. It was just one of those little Bill concerns.
It's okay.
And so
many of those are represented in these Billicisms.
Yep. So that was born. And then, obviously low-hanging fruit, and third leg of the stool, and the barn door, and all these little things. Hom-yonkel.
The best part is that Bill now gets it. He'll come in and go, I actually do talk like that.
Right. Well, it's funny. He doesn't speak like that all the time.
Yeah.
But
it's greeting people.
Bill doesn't have the ability. You know how if I see you, Case, yo, dude, what's going on? You know what I mean? That's my delivery. Hey, man, how are you?
Yeah.
Or good morning, or whatever it may be. Bill makes an entrance. He opens the door, and he usually does it like he almost kicks it open, like he'll open it very big. Morning show, people. And he does it that way, and then he settles into more normal,
very casual
conversation. Yeah, totally.
Good morning, everyone.
And it's great. It's hilarious. And sometimes,
even he chuckles.
Sometimes it starts with, in our meeting, it starts with this, okay? And I have to. He comes in with his book, with his notebook, and he'll go like this.
Yeah. Totally.
Are we ready for the meeting? Like he'll slam stuff down on the desk. There's just something about, and it's great.
Yeah.
And it's not mean spirited.
Not at all.
It's just his and now time to get to work, people. It's like his indicator that we're
starting.
We're beginning, or a slap like that.
Yeah.
He'll do some
How
kind
can
of.
he slap?
How can he slap? But anyhow, it's an endearing quality that Bill has. It's very funny, and we have fun with it.
The thing is, it's so similar to Ted Knight, and his delivery is very similar.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Talk Like Bill Weston Day. We're getting people on board to play Who Said It Bestin'. And we have sent the lines to you. All you have to do is text the word Bill to 39333, and we will randomly choose you and send you the lines, and you will have to say them against another person. So that's what we're going to do now. I don't know what they're going to say. Steve had written down these lines. They've been sent to him. I don't know which lines are going to be delivered to us, but I'm going to get two callers on the line. We're going to start with Steve. Hey, Steve, good morning to you.
Hi.
All right, Steve. You're going to be going against Brian. Let me get Brian on board. Brian, are you there?
All right. Hello.
Hello, Brian. Let's get into the Bizarre File game.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you this morning by No Sad Brew.
Yeah!
Our new collaboration with 2SP Brewing, benefiting Camp Out for Hunger. You can find it at any 2SP or Two Stones pub location. Visit twostones.pub.com for a location near you, and you got to try the No Sad Brew, friend. So we'll begin with this one. A British Airways flight attendant was discovered naked and reportedly smoking methamphetamine in the lavatory during a transatlantic flight from LAX to London's Heathrow Airport.
Having an absolutely fantastic time.
The incident shocked passengers and crew, raising fresh concerns over safety and professional conduct among airline staff. The flight attendant, who had previously appeared in British Airways' official safety video, was removed from duty and arrested upon landing at Heathrow, with law enforcement boarding the aircraft immediately. British Airways confirmed that he has been suspended, pulling a full internal investigation.
What did I do?
According to passengers and colleagues, a crew member locked himself in the lavatory mid-flight and was found completely unclothed, reportedly smoking crystal meth.
Why is it that so many people who smoke meth have to get naked?
Witnesses described him as incoherent and erratic, muttering nonsensical phrases before he admitted, quote, "I've been a very naughty boy."
Steve, I don't know if it's a heat thing, like a body temperature thing, or if it's like a constricted, like...
Maybe that's it.
Or both, maybe?
I just feel free. I'm in the men's lavatory naked smoking meth.
Such behavior not only endangered his health, but also raised serious concerns about crew reliability during a critical transatlantic route.
Is there any mention of the meth in that thing that he recorded for the airlines?
No, in the safety video? No, I don't think so. The attendant, employed by British Airways since 2018, had cultivated a flamboyant social media presence that showcased late-night partying, heavy drinking, and glamorous travel posts. Reports suggested he had been investigated previously for unspecified conduct, though this incident marked the most severe breach to date. On the arrival at Heathrow, police aborted the aircraft and arrested the crew member for drug possession and indecent exposure. He now faces criminal charges while also being permanently removed from duties.
Tally-ho, fellow travelers. Off to Japan to smoke some more meth.
Here's another airline story. This one out of Philadelphia. I mentioned it in news this morning, but American Airlines flight on its way to Phoenix diverted to Washington Dulles on Saturday after passengers' device reportedly caught fire.
Yeah.
American Airlines said Flight 357 landed safely at Dulles following reports of smoke from a customer's device. The device was quickly contained by crew members prior to landing, the airline said. Officials didn't specify what device it was. Emergency personnel met
the electric meth pipe.
The aircraft on the runway when it landed. Passenger Adriana Novello said in a video that she was seated next to an exit row on the flight and was sleeping when she was awakened by one of the flight attendants who was jumping on her seat to get to the fire extinguisher.
Go back to sleep. I'm just here to put out the fire.
Then I started smelling smoke, and a lot of people on the plane were coughing, but I looked behind me, and what I could tell was there was something in the aisle that was on fire. The flight took off from Philadelphia, headed to Phoenix, and the FAA is investigating the incident. There was something I actually saw while we were on break, and it was on an aircraft that had landed, and there was a battery or something caught on fire.
Right.
And the flight attendant is saying, everyone exit the plane now. Leave your bags.
Yep.
Do not take your bags. Did you see this?
No.
And I mean, everybody, like all these people are just getting their bags, and she's like screaming at them, leave it. Get off the plane.
Right.
Now, move. And this guy's going, I'm getting my blah, 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 and this and that. And it's like,
now.
you moron.
So that's why.
Get off the goddamn
we
plane.
talked about this earlier. Now they really, really stress if the phone falls between your cell phone falls between the chair and the armrest, you don't get it. You get somebody to get it for you they're very conscious about. In fact, when you're going through the screening process, they ask a couple of times about lithium batteries or things with batteries.
But there was an actual fire that was breaking out, and these people were just being absolute morons. I couldn't believe it. All right, this is my favorite story of the week so far. And very little happens in this. Okay. This is not a sensational, splashy story, but I love it. This is out of Iowa. A man was arrested Monday for allegedly lying down in a ditch and pretending to be drunk.
Okay.
So that's something.
It was at approximately 5:30 in the morning on Monday.
I'm going to be back in about an hour.
The sheriff's deputies responded after receiving a report of individuals lying in a ditch.
You going to go do that ditch thing?
Police arrived on scene and found one of the individuals in the ditch. 31-year-old Caleb Barker was arrested and charged with, which I've never heard of this charge before, simulated public intoxication.
That's
in connection to the incident.
That's got to be a threadbare charge to levy against somebody.
Simulated public intoxication. I've never heard of that before.
I'm curious if that is a prosecutable offense.
Yeah, what is the offense there?
I don't know.
You're acting?
Yeah.
So if, say, you're doing Shakespeare in the Park and you're pretending you're drunk.
I don't really know. But maybe it's different when you're lying in a ditch.
I think the ditch adds to it.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. One last story, and then we will wrap it up. Let's see. Here you go. A woman says that her boyfriend's hairstylist mom cut her hair while she was asleep on the couch without asking or warning her first.
Can't stand those nocturnal haircuts.
The post shared to Reddit said the 25-year-old said that she has waist-length curly hair that she's been growing out for 8 years. Recently, she and her boyfriend went to visit her parents for the weekend. She said his mom is a retired hairstylist and has always made comments about how I would look more professional with shorter hair.
Oh, man.
During their stay, she said she fell asleep on the couch while everyone was watching TV. She said,
What'd you
I woke
do to
up
my bush?
and I found that she had snipped a chunk of my hair and was evening it out. She claimed that she was just cleaning up the ends and that it's only hair and it'll grow back.
That's a violation.
She said, I was so shocked I started crying. My boyfriend told me to calm down because she meant well. And I ended up locking myself in the guest room for hours. And now she's calling me ungrateful. And my boyfriend thinks I'm blowing it out of proportion, but I feel violated.
My mom says you're a dirty bird.
Other Redditors users chimed in, noting that cutting her hair while she was asleep isn't meaning well. It's a massive violation. Others suggest reporting the woman, with one writing, call the police And state licensing agency, if she's an actual licensed hairdresser, file a complaint and get her license pulled. So, yeah,
You
I've never
can't
heard
do
of
that.
Yeah. And that is what I have in the bizarre file for you this morning. All right, let's take another break. And you know what? I'm going to give away the last $25 gift card that we have from our friends at Rita's Water Ice. Call number 18, 610-660-9333. We will set you up with this gift card. You can stop by Rita's throughout the fall. Make sure that your freezer is filled with quarts of their delicious Italian ice that you can enjoy all winter long. Be cool. Go to Rita's before it is too late. Call number 18. Going to set you up. Back in a moment. Stay there.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Wonderful. All right, so let's get started. First, we're going to have Steve read his line. Then we're going to have Brian read his line in their best Bill Weston. And then we'll take a vote amongst the five of us here in the studio and determine who our winner is. So, Steve, we're going to start with you. Give us your best Bill Weston.
Privileged. Not everyone has access to doctors.
All right. That was really good. Brian?
Because it's not... Yes. I'll explain after. Go
Brian,
ahead.
let's hear your delivery, please.
Privilege. Not everyone has access to doctors.
Okay.
Try a different riff on it.
Yeah. Let's go. Nick, who do you vote for?
The first guy.
And Kathy.
First guy.
Steve.
Steve.
Yep.
Steve.
It's unanimous. Steve's our winner. Sorry, Brian, we got to let you go. Steve, that was a wonderful Bill Weston, by the way.
Thank you.
And therefore, we have this prize for you.
Well, Steve, privilege. You just won yourself a pair of tickets to see Dave Chappelle.
Oh, not
Isn't
everyone
he-
can make it to a Dave Chappelle show.
Isn't he in that awfully Billy Bob Thornton movie?
See, the thing is that you come out big with that privilege, and then you go...
Right.
All right, so the Chappelle show that you're going to go see, by the way, is going to be May 28th at the Hard Rock Live Edis Arena. That's in Atlantic City. And tickets for both Chappelle shows, which is May 28th and 29th, are going to go on sale this Friday. That's tomorrow. And all the details are at hardrockhotelatlanticcity.com.
This Chappelle show, like...
got to go.
The Chappelle show came like out of the blue. I didn't hear any, this is very cool.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, we're going to get two more callers on the line in just a second, and we will see what line they're going to deliver to us. So Marissa and Connor are now contacting the people that we have sent the texts to. They'll get them up a couple at a time, and we need to make sure this is coordinated so they have that they're saying the same
Well,
lines.
during the time, I'd like to give some advice on whittling, Preston. So that
whittling?
Yeah, the blade goes away from you as you're carving the wood.
All right, let me get our callers. We have Kenny that is there. Hey, Kenny.
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. How about you?
Good, wonderful. Hang on. We're going to get you up against Brad. Hey, Brad, are you there?
Yes.
All right, Brad, we're doing our best Bill Weston. It's Talk Like Bill Weston Day. So, Brad, we're going to start with you. Give us your best Bill Weston line.
All right. Being local is the third leg of the stool.
All right. Being local is the third leg of the stool. Kenny, let's hear your Bill Weston.
For MMR, being local is the third leg of the stool.
All right. Casey, who are you going to vote for? Kenny or Brad went first?
Brad did go first. I'm going to give the slight edge to Brad there.
All right, Steve?
I'm going to slight edge to Brad.
How about Kathy?
Brad.
And Nick?
Brad.
Yeah, same here. Goes to Brad.
Hey, look at the big red on Brad.
All right, what do we have for Brad, please?
All right, Brad, you are... I'm not going to do the Bill Weston. You got a case of Loverboy. You might recall Loverboy from Bravo's hit reality series Summer House. Loverboy is a high-quality, low-calorie, zero-sugar sparkling hard tea, and you can enjoy Loverboy at Kellyanne's Bar and Grill, which is located at 1549 Spring Garden Street in Philly.
Some people call her Annabelle.
The funny thing is that Santa impersonation is almost like Bill trying to do an impersonation of himself.
Yeah, a little bit, yes.
Because he starts to talk like this with a little bit of John Wayne.
Yeah. He's doing a wonderful riff on Santa Claus, and it does sound a little John Wayne-esque.
I can't believe that Bill doesn't like that because it's so funny. The comedy is like I know it makes him cringe a little bit, but it's for me, that's the shining Bill Weston moment.
Yeah.
That call is the best.
That he does, listen, he knows he thinks I'm full of crap when I say that, but I think that's a big indicator that you call up your boss and without even indicating what you wanted, he plays along. That's pretty cool.
I thought so too. You know, on top of a Talk Like Bill Weston Day, a Talk Like Dr. Mike Day, we could even do a Talk Like Gary Lauer Day. God.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
If that's even possible.
Remember, the Gary Lauer prank phone call?
No. Did you call him?
Yeah, well, so we said Gary, we had him call Gary because Gary was being inappropriate, like at an event.
Oh, we had Bill call Gary.
Right.
Do you have that?
Hang on. I got to find it. But yeah.
And it was you, was it not?
It was me.
Yeah.
So again, we had him. It was like a reverse prank phone call because he was the one who made the phone call. He called
the studio. Didn't realize
he might have called the studio line, but yeah.
Wait, I don't follow. What happened?
All right, so the prank phone call, we had him call Gary because
we had Bill call Gary.
Yeah.
So what he thought was Gary.
What he thought was Gary.
Oh, and it was actually
actually me.
to be Gary.
So Gary's not actually involved in
Not
this.
at all.
No.
Okay.
Because you answer the phone, you go, Bill Weston! Bill Weston's on my phone or something like that.
This is it right here.
Okay, all right, hang on a second here. Here we go.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
I'm looking for Gary Lauer.
This is Gary.
Gary Lauer, this is Bill Weston at WMMR.
Bill Weston! Hey, Bill! Hey, Nightmare Bill Weston!
Hey, settle down. We need to talk.
Settle down.
This is kind of a serious call.
Oh, Bill Weston! You're calling my phone.
Well, I had to chase it down from a couple different people to get to talk to you. It's about what happened at the Preston and Steve mixer at Parks.
Oh, I had such a great time last night. I forgot my teeth. I didn't have my jam.
Yeah. Hey. Well, here's
Hey. It's not even a gross impersonation. It's terrible.
I love it.
Oh, and by the way, was he not calling the studio line?
That's it. Because Casey gave him the studio line, and we couldn't believe that Bill didn't recognize the studio line.
We're gonna do a two-parter on that. We're gonna come back.
We have a contest to complete.
And plus, it'll help kill some time in between our contestants. So, let me get our next callers on the line. I'm Talk Like Bill Weston Day. Who said it best? And I have Ryan to start with. Hey, Ryan, how you doing, buddy? Oh, thank you. Thank you. I was waiting for someone to open with something like that. Keith, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, Keith, we're going to do Talk Like Bill Weston, Who Said It Best? And I will start with Ryan. Ryan, please give us the line that we gave you.
Don't compromise show quality just because you can't see the barn door.
Pretty good. All right. Keith,
that's where the barn door comes from.
Keith, you got to beat that. Can you give us your line?
All right, do not compromise show quality just because you can see the barn door.
Wow, those are pretty good. Yeah.
All right, let's start with Kathy. Kathy, the first one to go was Ryan, and the second one was Keith. Who's it going to be?
Ryan.
All right, Ryan. Steve, who do you think?
They were really good, but I'm going to have to say Ryan just by a little bit.
All right, Casey?
I agree with both of you guys. Ryan.
All right, Nick?
Yeah, Ryan as well.
And Ryan as well. It's a clean sweep. Thank you for your call, Keith. We appreciate it. But
Good
Ryan
job.
is our winner. And what do we have for Ryan, Casey?
Ryan, you have the Batman on digital.
The Batman is caught in yes, you are privileged, in a deadly game of cat and mouse with the Riddler in this gritty thriller starring Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz. And you can own it on 4K Ultra HD on May 24th or on digital right now.
By the way, it's not just a signal, it's a warning.
Yes. All right, here's a little bit more of Casey pretending to be Gary Lauer when Bill had called him to talk him. I guess he had to chastise him a little bit.
He acted up inappropriately a little bit at one of the mixers.
Here we go.
It's about what happened at the Preston and Steve mixer at Parks.
Oh, I had such a great time that night. I forgot my teeth. I didn't have my jam.
Yeah. Hey. Well, here's the problem, Gary.
Wait, is there a problem? Oh, I didn't bring my camera. I had a picture taken with Kathy Romano, but I didn't get a camera and I don't have email. Can Kathy print me out a picture? Because I got a picture with her and I got a picture with Marissa. I couldn't find Casey anywhere, but I got a picture with them, and I don't have email.
Gary, I need you to stop talking and listen to me.
I want to hear that last part again. Hang on there.
Gary, I need you to stop talking and listen to me.
All right, we have to come back for part 3. We'll continue with the stammering.
All right, we will go to our next 2 callers. We are going to have Horace. Hey, Horace, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Horace. All right, hang on. We're going to have you on board with Chris. Chris, good morning, buddy.
Good morning.
All right, so whoever said it bestin is going to be our winner. Horace, we're going to begin with you. Give us your Bill Weston line, please.
This humyuggle thinks he's some kind of Susie cream cheese.
This Uncle thinks he's some kind of Susie cream cheese.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, let's hear yours, please.
This Uncle thinks she's some kind of Susie cream cheese.
All right, we need to vote. Casey?
The first one.
Horace. Yeah. All right, Steve?
Though Chris did a fine job, because it's hard to hit that tone, I'm going to have to go with the first one.
And Kathy?
Horace.
Yep. 93.3 WMMR 6 with the song Inside Out. Preston and Steve Show, about 7 minutes after 10 o'clock. Today is a Tuesday morning, Tattoo Tuesday. Getting near the end of the program, so we need to make sure that you are aware of the fact that we do have a $350 gift certificate from Floating World Tattoo and Pearson to give away for your Preston and Steve Show themed tattoo. And all you have to do is go to the contest page at WMMR.com and you will automatically be in the running for it. So make sure that you do indeed get to that now because, like I said, we're going to be wrapping up shortly. We have a lesson question. Today we are giving away as prize $50 Two Stones Pub gift card. And if you haven't checked out our new No Sad Brew yet, I have a can of it right here.
Yeah.
This is going to be benefiting the Camp Out for Hunger, and I love this label on the can. So get those now. But if you would like $50 to boot to go and spend, you need to answer this question correctly. And I think, wow, there's so many good ones. Okay. I want to go with this one. Beulah Jackson, played by Annette Bening, introduced us to the handyman on Yellowstone. What's the handyman's name?
Yes.
All right. 610-660-9333. Beulah Jackson, played by Annette Bening, introduced us to the handyman on Yellowstone. What's that handyman's name? 610-660-9333 is the number. Call right now if you heard it and you know.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
Brought to you by United Tire and Services end of summer sales event. You can get $100 back from BF Goodrich, and they'll double it with $100 in instant savings when you buy any 4 BF Goodrich tires. Don't drive alone. Drive United. What's going on this morning, Steve?
Well, President Gloria Estefan and her husband are taking legal action against a witness in the Diddy trial who wrongly suggested they were involved with human trafficking. Estefan's lawyer is quick to point out that the Miami Sound Machine formed years after human trafficking split up.
Wow.
Hey! Lil Nas spent the weekend in custody after cops found him wandering aimlessly around Van Nuys in just his underwear. Nas doesn't remember the incident at all, but believes he was either very high or tremendously relaxed.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
And finally, Lionel Richie's Beverly Hills home was broken into Friday morning while he was out of town. Police quickly responded to silent alarms and found burglar Michael John Bond attempting to hide on the ceiling. That's a Hollywood Trash.
All right, thank you, Steve. So the question that we have is Beulah Jackson, played by Annette Bening, introduces to the handyman on Yellowstone. What's the handyman's name? We've had several people call in, but hang up, actually, which is interesting.
Well, our phone system is state of the art.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's just, Anyway, so, we can dive into music news if we still have someone. It was at 7 o'clock this morning that it was uttered, but it's a name I've never heard before. But the handyman on Yellowstone, what is his name? And Steve made it up in case you didn't.
You might want to grab the candlestick phone behind you, Preston.
Oh, yeah, just to take a call.
So we can take a call.
All right, we'll do music news while we wait for that.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
Oh, boy. Brought to you by the Preston and Steve Show YouTube stream powered by Neumann University. And Neumann students are back on campus this week. Learn how to become an NU Knight by attending a fall open house. Visit neumann.edu/visit for more information. Just a couple of quick things, actually. So we'll start with this. Sting, his former police bandmates are suing him for millions of pounds in missing royalties, or dollars, however you want to parse this out. The singer was handed a high court writ by the group's guitarist Andy Summers and drummer Stuart Copeland. The substantial damages claim comes from many years of bitter legal disputes. A source said that this has been coming for quite some time. Lawyers tried repeatedly to reach out-of-court settlement, but they hit a stalemate, and they say they are owed millions in lost royalties.
So Nick and I were talking about this yesterday morning and trying to figure out, so is this... If this has been going on for years, then we're talking decades then for the police, but did they just become aware of something that made them go with a full lawsuit, or why didn't and we were Stuart Copeland doesn't impress me as the kind of guy who sits on things.
Right.
Like as you said, he and Sting are alphas, and I doubt he would just roll over on this.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how long this has been generating, but London's High Court insists the legal case came under general commercial contracts and arrangements. Sting is down as a defendant under his real name, Gordon Matthew Sumner, while his company, Magnetic Publishing Limited, is also listed as a defendant. So he is believed to have earned, he earns about, it says here, $750,000 a year in royalties. Just from Every Breath You Take alone.
Oh, my God.
The fifth best-selling song of the 1980s. Summers and Copeland, however, were not handed songwriting credits on that single. Now, I don't know if it's just that one that they're going after or not. I mean, because most of the time, let's say, and I can only speak from a drummer's perspective, if it's chord changes and lyrics, I think, are what essentially is the song.
Constitutes the song, right?
Yes, if you go through ASCAP
right.
To register, you need the chord progression
or
and the lyrics. Or butt nugget. But drums and things like that are considered part of the arrangement, which is different than the songwriting. Yes, Nick?
You know what's funny about Every Breath You Take is that's the one where Diddy had to pay Sting $5,000 a day because he didn't pay for the royalties initially. And so... $5,000 per day.
Well, that baby oil ain't going to buy itself.
Well, from 1997, which is when that song came out, the Diddy's version of it. But I'm wondering, Steve, if per all the legal trouble that Diddy is in, if he's still paying Sting. If Sting is making money off of that song.
That's a good question.
And I wonder further if that change has had anything to do with this police lawsuit between the guy. Like, that song has generated a lot of money, right?
That's like a $51 million that he's paid him in royalties, if he's paid every single day since 1997.
Yeah, and it was one of those things, Casey, where like Sting just like accepted it, and so did Puff Daddy.
Was that he turned it into his tribute to Biggie Smalls, right?
Yeah. I'll be missing you.
Biggie fatty guy, Biggie fatty, why you die?
I am correct.
But he made
it's a lot of money. I'm curious.
This
stinks. That's what I'm saying. I'm holding it up to the light. I can't figure it out.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what.
It stinks.
Well, you know what? We're talking to Sting next week.
Yes.
So why don't we? Let's be the first question we ask him.
What happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet the publicist will want us to go right to that.
Yeah. I doubt we will touch that at all. All right, and then just one other thing. I have a clip to play, and Chris Martin was helping a fan pop the question during a recent concert, and I don't know the scenario behind
So
this.
basically, obviously, there had been that incident with the cheating couple.
The kiss cam.
And so before he committed to going through and helping this couple propose, he had a few caveats.
Here we go.
My brother, I need you to nod as I do some very basic security checks, okay? Is this person your partner? Yes, no one else's partner, okay? Okay. Are you cousins or siblings or anything weird like that? No. Okay. Are you AI or made from, are you real people? Okay. Then I think we can continue.
Just making sure they don't have another incident. So thought that was fun. All right, and that's it. That's what I have in music news for you. All right, now we can try to get an answer to our lesson question this morning. Beulah Jackson, played by Annette Bening, introduced us to a handyman on Yellowstone. What was the handyman's name? We are going to go to Bruce, see if we can get the answer. Bruce, good morning. You're on.
How you doing?
Good, buddy. All right, so what was the name of the handyman on Yellowstone?
I probably won't remember his first name, but last name Butt Sauce.
We'll go with that, yes. It was Stank Butt Sauce. Like on Jeopardy, sometimes if you just say the last name, that's good enough.
They'll let you do it.
So Butt Sauce, Stank Butt Sauce was his name. And Bruce got it right, and we're going to give him a $50 Two Stones Pub gift card. And you can check out our new collaboration with 2SP Brewing, No Sad Brew, benefiting the Preston Steve Camp Out for Hunger. And you can find it at the 2SP Brewery in Aston, the 2SP Tap House in Chadds Ford, or any Two Stones Pub location offering creative, chef-driven menus, craft beers, weekly live music, trivia nights, and a community-focused fun in every corner. Go to twostones.pub.com and you can find a location near you.
I think there seems to be sort of informal rules about Jeopardy where you can just say butt sauce if it's Stank Butt Sauce.
Yeah.
In the first round. I've seen them call them on the second round full name.
Yeah.
You can't do it for Final Jeopardy.
You would have to include the stank.
You'd have to include the stank.
Yeah. Okay.
It don't mean a thing if you don't have the stank.
That's right. All right, we're going to take a quick break, come back, wrap up the program. Letter of the day, word of the week prize when we return, or just the letter for the prize. We'll be right back. Words on me, too. The Claims Week. Chris kind of ended with a question in the voice, and therefore not quite Bill Weston-esque. So, Horace, here's what we have for you, my man.
Horace, you have the Batman on digital. The Batman is caught in a deadly game of cat and mouse with the Riddler in this gritty thriller starring Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz. By the way, this movie is Steve Morrison approved, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And you could own it on 4K Ultra HD on May 24th or on digital right now.
All right, a little bit more of our Gary Lauer conversation with Bill Weston. Here we go.
And I don't have email.
Gary, I need you to stop talking and listen to me. All right?
Bill's trying my
All right, okay.
How you behaved at the mixer is causing problems. It was reported that you were either inebriated, high, or a combination of both.
I was so high and so drunk. I had such a good time, man.
Pause. Ready? Here it is.
Wait.
Is this Casey?
You just called the hotline. I need your consent. Can we play this on the air?
Everything except the asshole part.
Yes. I want to hear that pause again because that is priceless. Hang on, here we go.
I was so high and so drunk. I had such a good time, man.
Is this Casey?
Oh my God!
Oh my God! You just called the hotline.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
I need your consent. Can we play this on the air?
Oh, that is.
Oh my God!
That is absolutely priceless.
You know,
that is so
he's
good.
a good boss.
He's a great
boss.
He gave us some of the best audio.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get our next callers on the line. We have Justin, who is there. Hey, Justin. Good morning. Yeah, very well done, Justin. All right, let's go next to Vinny. Vinny, are you there?
Oh, boy,
my family.
Yes.
My family.
All right, we're going to start with Justin. Justin, please give us your best Bill Weston.
Despite the inclination, avoid going after low-hanging fruit.
All right. And let's see how Vinny can deliver that. Vin, go for it.
Despite the inclination, avoid going after low-hanging fruit.
Okay. This is close. I'll vote first. That was neck and neck.
Yeah.
But I think Justin gave it just a little bit more, so I'm going to vote for Justin. Casey?
Wow, this is our first dissenting vote here. I'm going to go with Vinny on this one. His voice is a little bit deeper, which I think was a little bit more in line with the Bill Weston impersonation.
Steve, what do you think?
In the delivery, all right, I'm going to have to give it to delivery because that's what it's about, though Vinny did a good job as well. I'm going to give it to Justin.
All right, Kath?
Justin was the first guy?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Vinny could have, if he gave it a little bit more effort.
Yeah, he could have nailed
but
it.
I'm going to go with Justin.
And Nick?
Well, I'm going Vinny.
All right, but it's a winner, 3-2. Justin! Sorry, Vin. Appreciate it, but we are going to set Justin up with a prize. And Casey, what are we giving him?
Justin, you have a pair of tickets to see Dave Chappelle Saturday, May 28th at Hard Rock Live Edis Arena in Atlantic City. Now, tickets for the both Chappelle shows, actually May 28th and 29th, go on sale tomorrow. And all the details you can be found at hardrockhotelatlanticcity.com.
You should see the number of texts of people that are just dying of laughter right now. And they're loving the audio of Bill and Casey. And just absolutely eating it up. All right, let's get some more callers on the line. Who said it best? And I've got Chris. Hey, Chris, are you there? Is it? Well done. All right, Chris, hang on. We've got. I'm going to put him on hold because you can hear me
Talking
on a walkie-talkie.
Yes.
Let's go to Rich. Hey, Rich, are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Rich. All right, we're going to start with you, Rich. Give us your bestin', Bill Weston.
All right. Of all the foods invented by mankind, none is more inappropriate than soup.
Ooh. Well done. All right, let's try Chris now. All right, Chris, let's... Okay, stop. All right, Chris, go for it.
Okay. Of all the foods invented by mankind, none is more inappropriate than soup.
That
was pretty close. That was pretty close.
Dude.
Did Rich say it's got to be me?
Rich just goes, it's got to be me.
I'm going to vote for Rich. Casey?
You talk about delivery. I thought Chris gave a great delivery. I'm going to go with Chris.
All right, Steve?
Chris did give a good delivery. I'm going to have to go with Rich, though.
All right,
Yeah.
Kathy?
Yeah, the walkie-talkie threw me off. I'm going with Rich.
And Nick? Rich is our winner!
Let me tell you,
Thank you,
everyone's
Chris.
neck and neck at this point.
Appreciate it. Hang on, my man. We are going to set you up with this.
A pair of tickets to see Dave Chappelle. Saturday, May 28th at Hard Rock Live Edis Arena in Atlantic City. Tickets for both Chappelle shows go on sale tomorrow. And both shows are May 28th and 29th. And all the details can be found at hardrockhotelatlanticcity.com.
Santa's got to go.
All right, let's get another pair on the line. We will go to Mike first. Yo, Mike, good morning.
Good morning, Ed.
Good morning, Mike. All right, we're going to have you play against Cole. Let me get him on the line. Cole, are you there?
I am. How you doing?
Wonderful. All right, let's begin with Mike. We want to know who said it best in Talk Like Bill Weston. Mike, go for it.
Excellent guess. Riveting banter. I give today's show a D.
All right, Cole, let's see if you can deliver that line as good or better than Mike. Go for it.
Oh, excellent guess. Riveting banter today. I give today's show a D.
Okay. So we have Cole and Mike. Mike went first. Kathy, who you want to vote for?
Ooh, this is a tough one. I think I'm going to go with Mike.
All right, Nick, how about you?
Yeah, they were both really good. I think Cole's just kind of petered out at the end a little bit, so I'm going to go with Mike.
And Steve, you?
For that same reason, I'm going with Mike.
And then Casey?
For both of those reasons, I'm going to go with Mike.
And I go with Mike as well. Thank you, though, Cole. We appreciate it. But Mike gets the prize. What do we have for him?
A case of Loverboy. You might recall Loverboy from Bravo's hit reality series, Summer House. Loverboy is a high-quality, low-calorie, zero-sugar sparkling hard tea. And you can enjoy Loverboy at Kellyanne's Bar and Grill, located at 1549 Spring Garden Street in Philly.
I hear they make a great patty melt.
All right, I think we have 3 more of these that we can get away with. So let's do that right now. We're going to get listener Bill on. Morning, Bill.
Good morning, Preston.
Nice delivery. And his name is Bill, so we got to keep that in mind. Hang on, Bill. We're going to have you go up against Alex. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ed. All right, you both have a line in front of you. Let's see who delivers it better on Talk Like Bill Weston Day. Alex, we want you to go first.
Kathy seems out of sorts today. She must be on her period.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Dear God.
Yes.
That's good, though.
All right, now we go over to Bill. Same line. Bill, go ahead.
Kathy seems on it. Dang it.
Do it again.
Start over.
That's all right.
She's
All
out
right,
of sorts
restart.
today. She must be on her period.
All right. This is a close one. I'll start this
I'm
time.
nervous here.
Wow. I did like the way Bill went at the beginning, but I think Alex got it a little bit more closer to the mark. So I'm going to give my vote to Alex. Casey?
I agree with you, Preston.
All right. And Steve?
I'm feeling Bill on this one, actually.
All right.
Yeah, I like Bill too.
All right. So, Nick, you're the tiebreaker.
Wow. Well, I'm going to go with Bill.
Bill! All right. Thank you, Alex. You did a great job bringing us to a musical close on the Preston and Steve show today. 10:27 and a glorious looking Tuesday as your weather is cooperating all week. I haven't looked past Saturday, but up until then, it is picture perfect this week. Wonderful weather, blue skies, comfortable temperatures. Just enjoy, man. That humidity has gone blah-blah. But today's been a lot of fun, and I want to thank our one and only in-studio guest, Mr. Andrew Leeds, who is performing at the Bucks County Playhouse, starring in She Loves Me, which is a great show. I went to see it last week, or 2 weeks ago. We were on vacation. And it's running now through September 15th at the Bucks County Playhouse, a former grist mill, if you will.
Yes.
I
found out about grist mills this morning.
I had no idea about the dining that they had on site there.
Yeah.
And so I looked it up. Like, wow, that looks really, really cute. And like right now, like with this weather,
it's amazing. Well, the view it's right on the Delaware River.
Love that,
and the food was really good too, Case. I was so delighted by that.
Did you see the list that I sent you about grist mill?
I did. I want to absorb all of it. So there are a lot of phrases that have origins
for the grist for the mill.
Grist mills, yeah, and things like there's a bunch of them actually. So we'll have to keep your nose to the grindstone.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Pair that with the ball peen hammer. We got ourselves a winner.
Got a whole show.
Yeah.
So, but thank you to Andrew. It was very, very nice. And thank you to our friends at Rita's.
Yay!
For bringing the goodies and giving us some stuff to give away. Their fall flavors are here. Get them before Rita's shuts down for the season, and you're good to go. RitasIce.com. Today has been a Tuesday, and we have to award a prize. I'd like to congratulate our winner for Tat Tuesday. It's Chris Brown of Levittown, Pennsylvania. And we're going to set up Chris with a $350 gift certificate to Floating World Tattoo and Piercing. They're at 1729 South Street in Philadelphia, of course. And if you want to check out the artwork samples, go to floatingworldtattoos.com or check them out on Instagram at Floating World Tattoos. We need to do the letter of the day. That's going to be you, Case, right?
I'm your guy.
All right, here we go.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
All right, the Preston and Steve Show brought to you today by the letter.
T as in tectonic.
So we have $500 to the Iron Abbey. This Labor Day barbecue and brews is back at Iron Abbey in Horsham, and you can enjoy all you can eat brisket, ribs, sliders, mac and cheese, and more, plus $20 snow crab plates, and you can pair it all with your favorite draft beers or house wine. Speaking of Jackie Bam Bam, which we were alluding to in that, it was after 9 a.m. and I was going to use the restroom, and he was just leaving.
I know.
He was just leaving. He gets done at midnight.
Yeah.
God.
He tacks on another 9 hours.
Dude busts his ass here. All right. We'll take this moment to thank our sponsors. Preston and Steve Show has been brought to you today by Dunkin', and the Preston and Steve Show runs on Dunkin'. Also brought to you by Acme Markets, fresh foods, local flavors, and Sun East Federal Credit Union, rising above, going beyond. Tomorrow morning's busy day. We will have a check-in with Fox Good Day, which we do every Wednesday. We're going to have the very lovely and knowledgeable Taryn Hatcher here in our studio.
She's great.
We will also have in our studio tomorrow, I'm really looking forward to this, Kevin McDonald.
Oh, great. Terrific.
Kids in the
Kids
Hall.
in the Hall.
Yeah. And Dave Hill will be here.
Yeah.
And they're popping by in the studio, which is really cool.
So Dave's a guy that I follow on Instagram, Mr. Dave Hill, and he just popped up on my my algorithm, and I don't even know how to describe what he is. He is a musician, and he's also a comedian, but I don't know what he identifies as.
Okay.
But I think the dude's really interesting.
All right, so they're stopping by tomorrow, and also our buddy Tom Papa is checking in as well.
That's a good day.
We will have fun. That's it. We are done. Rage on. Have yourself a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow, friend. Bye-bye.